so we're getting started for Super D&D. We're doing some upgrades for everybody as they jumped up to level 19. Getting closer and closer to the max level cap, or at least our soft max level cap, because it works a little bit differently in my system. But we're going to get started with some art here in a second. We're going to probably have an updated one pretty soon as well. As Poke said, we're getting closer. So if anybody wants to submit some last moment fan art or any kind of memes or anything to the Super D&D, whether it's you guys here playing or anybody else, either from Monday and stuff as well, feel free to do so. And if you do enjoy it, please tell a friend or someone that you think might enjoy it as well. So,
I'm really feeling the session.
last time, the Motley Misfits began their exit of the underground compound of Moreau's Industries. During this, the party made it back to the lift, while Ashley had made it to the top and began finding a way to enable it once again. In the meantime, Daniel and Ian went back to where they had heard the screaming woman, with the chorus of singing voices. Daniel and Ian were lured towards it, frightened by it, and injured by powerful waves of necrotic energy. Ashley was able to go through the portal, and the portal Daniel had set up, and tensions rose as a conflict of interests pulled at the party. The party eventually made their way out of the compound to fight guards, not Moreau's guards, but instead SWAT teams and CIA agents, with millions of people gathered around the police barricade to watch. Daniel, still very distraught and not being able to connect with aspects of his past with the screaming woman, portaled away towards where he saw Duststorm standing, the rebel who was their escape. The SWAT captain told them that they would use force if they didn't return, but Daniel didn't. Daniel? God damn it. Daniel did not listen. El Fantasma for the rest of the cap. Didn't listen.
Hey, Daniel.
Ashley followed, trying to keep them all together. She reached Daniel as he reached Duststorm, to which Daniel, in a bad mental state, told Duststorm to take them all out of there. However, a meaningful and somewhat touching moment between the three of them was had, and Duststorm faded into the wind. The Motley Misfits were taken back to their cabin and put under watch. They weren't under arrest, but they were told that a court investigation was to be had, and they were all to be questioned, as well as Elias Moreau's and the other executives from Moreau's Industries. From there, the party all had a few moments to breathe. Ashley went to be by herself, while Jeffrey and Ari took a long shower to cleanse themselves of either of what had happened. El Fantasma went to bed, and Ian went to his room alone, while Ashley, Daniel, and Mop met with Leo to get back all of the people they had saved. This included Seamus and Frederick. Both.
I wasn't in that, but thanks.
Hmm?
You said Ashley, Daniel.
I meant to say Athena. I'm going to say Athena, Daniel, and Mop. My bad. I'm reading wrong things. Both greatly improving Mop and Daniel's mood. They went to their rooms while Jeffrey was visited by Thea. Ironically, while Arya went to try to communicate with Thea herself. Jeffrey, distraught and angry, trying to shrug off Thea being there or not, as it begins to seem more real every time that she talks to him. He then went to find Ian to give him some ideas for help. Ask him if he needs to step away from the group right now, so to not hurt himself, to not hurt other people, and had him talk on the phone with Clara. She asked him a couple of different things, moral choices, philosophical things, as well as if he really needed to, she could have him be alone with her. However, she did imply that either a her and a him one of them wouldn't make it if he were to leave. Ian, however, was told, as well as everybody else, that they would need to be able to converse during the investigations and court hearings before they were able to do anything of any sorts. That's where we begin. A couple days are not, well, actually, I'm not going to do that quite yet, because I know people did say they wanted to do a couple things. But that night a couple nights have passed, and there has been investigations going on, but nobody has been called in to the court building yet. That supposedly could take up to a couple weeks if things go well. Moreau's Industries people have flown in, and you've heard news of this as well, of them flying in, and some people very much defending them, especially Elias Moreau's. While a lot of people, it seems, especially heroes in general, seem to be very much on your guys' side. So, that's where we begin. Everybody's waking up from where they are, whether it's in their rooms, things like that. What are you all doing?
waking up. I don't know what you're talking about. It's sleeping.
Breakfast.
Well, it's not super early. It's around like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Athena is sleeping.
Gotcha.
Question.
Breakfast.
Yes, Puck.
The cabin is still surrounded by the guards and stuff, right?
Yes, there's from kind of being able to see about this, they have about 8 to 10 people that kind of sit out guarding the road, guarding, just the perimeter in general. And you see that they are mostly kind of working out of like a trailer truck that, they take turns sleeping in shifts in. And they've been accommodating. They haven't tried to make it feel like a prison. They're just keeping you under watch and also be able to quickly distribute information to you as needed. Or go get things for you if you need things as well.
I was gonna say, I'm like, do we have groceries?
Or if you need to, they're not locking you to your cabin. They said you could go places, you just had to be escorted.
Got it.
Yeah. One thing I know that Cortez would not have left the cabin at all because there's absolutely no way he can go out without revealing who he is. So.
I want to get groceries for everybody.
Okay, so Arya goes out early in the morning.
Yeah.
Goes and grabs a bunch of different
Nice.
groceries and food.
I'm getting something for
actually,
the person
oddly-
escorting me also. Because I want to do that. Okay.
I don't particularly mind whatever day Arya does this, but on whatever particular day that I end up feeling Arya is no longer within the household, I'd like to go find Jeffrey.
Okay. So while Arya's out,
How fucking
Jeffrey
dare-
is like kind of awake, but mostly still asleep because he heard Arya get up and get out of bed and
I
get
wouldn't want
dressed.
to wake him up.
So okay, so you
kiss on the cheek. All right, okay.
yeah, so you wait for him to get up while Arya is out. He's like he's like still waking up. He's in a groggy state in the morning, but he's starting to wake up pretty quick.
What?
I don't want to wake him up, so I'd like wait to
didn't
feel
wake him up.
moving around in the room.
Yeah, he's
or
moving around, but he's like
And then I'm gonna
he's
go
walking
back.
like to the kitchen area kind of thing. Want to get some coffee or whatever else.
Yeah, no, I'm getting a root beer and ice cream.
Pulls it out of the fridge and puts it in. I think it's first the bowl of cereal, Ashley, until you as you walk up to him.
Ashley kind of looks pretty tired. And she'll walk up in the most sheepish, unconfident way you've ever seen her walk, to be honest. And it probably would be this way for these last couple of days, or if this is the day after, then perfect. But she'll go ahead and sit in one of the stools in there. Be like, "Good morning, Jeffrey."
Oh, what? He's gonna turn around. What? Where'd you
Sorry.
come from?
You know I live in this cabin with you too, right?
Yeah, but like, I didn't see you. He's gonna like check behind his back one more time.
You also live with people that are too good at that.
Yeah, no kidding. I was just getting some breakfast, he says, and he starts slurping up the ice cream and root beer.
Breakfast?
Hey, high calorie diet.
Fair. How are you, by the way?
Oh, just peachy. Thanks for
Didn't
asking.
expect any other answer. I'm just asking because this is like the first day in a while we've actually gotten to breathe again. And I also wanted to say thank you for everything we did back there. We work really well together, and I appreciated you trying.
Well, the feeling's mutual. I appreciate you sticking with it, although clearly there are things that we need to sort out as a group.
Yeah.
He's gonna take another slurp.
You mind if I have some of that?
Sure. He's gonna grab another bowl and just like scoop some of it in there.
Thanks.
There you go.
She'll eat it slowly. Also very uncharacteristically.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go learn how to do lawyer stuff or something.
Okay, yeah. See you later.
He'll walk upstairs to his room.
she'll stay in the kitchen, kind of poking at the bowl of ice cream with her spoon.
You see that Sadie's hand kind of is like pushing it farther and farther away.
It's one hand's pushing it farther, the other one's scooting it back. The other one's pushing it farther, the other one's scooting it back.
All right. So in the meantime, anybody else doing anything in particular?
Once Athena actually wakes up, she will at least go talk to the guards and try to ask for all the information they've gathered on the case so far, so that she can study the information.
All right. Well, I'll check with everybody else first, or you, because you get up a little bit later, possibly. Daniel, Ian, Mop, a Phantasma.
Cortez is never leaving the room. He's gonna be sitting there reading all day.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Fair.
The rest of you?
You isolationist.
Hey,
the door's open.
Speaking of isolation, I think Daniel's just gonna sit in his soundproof room all day.
With Freddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, speaking of isolation, Daniel.
So how early in the morning, Ian?
A crisp. Wait, Ian doesn't have to sleep last night, did he?
He does not. There's one thing you do need to roll for me, though.
Oh no.
Should I
Yeah.
do I roll it in roll
No,
20
roll
or
it on roll 20.
like we're talking the D4, right?
No.
Oh, the
Well,
other
that,
thing.
but let's do the D100 first.
Ah,
Okay, you're perfectly fine.
Oof.
yes. All right.
Okay.
Now should I roll the D4?
Now you should roll the D4.
1.
No, I just wanted a 4. Got the 3 instead, so we're good. But
You're 3, that's okay. Okay.
yeah.
So, that being said, fairly early in the morning, Daniel, you hear a very slight.
I mean, I hear that.
You do. Freddy doesn't hear it at all.
I'm gonna get up, walk over to the door, and just groggily open up the door because I recognize the knocking pattern. Like, what?
Hey, buddy, what's up? How you doing?
Sleeping?
Oh yeah.
What's going on, Daniel?
Can we get a layout of the cabin, please? Sorry.
You forget what the cabin looks like?
Yeah.
Can you lay out?
It doesn't
to
look the
see
same,
Ian standing
so-
creepily in the doorway while Daniel's blocking him off. Do you really need that representation visually?
Yeah.
All right.
Ashley's been sleeping in the living room, so she just wants to see. But she's in the kitchen right now.
She's in the
anyway, so
kitchen,
it's the same.
Is this
You
like an
want Dan
updated
here,
map?
right?
No, this is the one I showed you the first time.
I feel like this is updated.
Nope. Not at all.
I don't
That's a
believe you.
big garage. That's a real big garage.
Yes, it is. That's why all the people fit in there.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was like, everybody's gonna fit in that garage?
Yeah, it's like it's more than 100 feet across.
What the fuck?
It's for 8 fucking adults. What do you expect?
Well, usually it's for cars. Okay.
That's so good.
Listen,
Someone
you need to
quote
make
that.
sure you park your Dan.
It's for 8 fucking adults. It's usually for cars. Oh my god. I love you, Stutter. Anyway, so Ashley, you roll me perception. Sadie does not give a shit, so no.
Okay.
You would probably. I mean, you would have heard Ian come down the stairs. No, actually, because there's stairs over here, so you would have went here, like there.
Yeah. I'm in the kitchen,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way. Okay, cool.
You're like here, tools and stuff.
So here's the thing. I love my heartbeat sense. I
Okay.
use it often. I kind of can feel, especially since I wanted to know if Jeffrey was alone, who or where people are. I'm keeping that to myself though. I don't. She's just gonna
Okay.
stay in the kitchen, but
Gotcha. All right.
she just keeps a mental note. Oh, Ian came downstairs. Got it.
So that's where they are. Continue, you guys.
Where we leave off?
I don't know.
Freddie
Hey,
said,
buddy, how's it going?
yeah, and then you said, I'm sleeping, and then Freddie was like, what's going on, Daniel?
This
behind
was
you.
a robbery.
What?
It's just Ian. I'll be right back. I'm gonna step out and just close the door behind me.
Hey, buddy.
What?
I don't know. I just wanted to see how you were.
He just gives you a look like, okay.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, I was comfortable, and now I'm standing cold over here in a different room talking to you.
I see how it is. Am I being a bother to you, sir?
I mean, what time is it?
It's like 6 a.m.
I mean, this early, maybe.
It's not even early.
Did you have a reason to wake me up?
I mean, I was just checking, you know, making sure that you're still Daniel.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, you want to do something?
What specifically?
I don't know. We could just like go, I don't know, fool around, do something.
Yeah, but probably not right now.
Fine.
Like, if you look, you'll notice that Daniel's standing there, like, full PJs, like...
And then he'll also be like, so, Court, am I right?
Yeah. What's going on?
Alright, fine, I'm leaving. I can see that I'm a bother to you. Also, I'm bored and I want something to do.
Oh. Okay. I guess, yeah, sure. I can get dressed and do something if you're really that bored.
No. I want to take you away from your, friend. That I definitely knew about the entire time.
I mean, he could always come with.
Yeah, but you seem very cozy right now.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, don't even play that card on me right now.
Look, if you want to go and do something, fine. We can go and do something. It's no biggie.
Alright, but I still have no clue what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna leave that decision to you.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for inviting me. You really shouldn't have.
What?
Yeah, you invited me to go do something. It was really nice of you. Don't you remember the conversation we just had?
Yeah. Can I hear Ashley in the kitchen?
Vaguely, like you hear this.
Scooping a bowl, and then the bowl scoots away, and then the bowl scoots back, and then she's scooping more ice cream that's all like watery now. Yeah, it's literally just move a plate, move a plate, move a plate, move a plate.
Well, I'm gonna go get dressed. I think you should go talk to Ashley, who's currently scraping bowls in the kitchen.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go do anything else.
You should go talk to Ashley.
No. That's a bad idea.
No, I think it's probably a good idea.
I have a better
considering
idea.
how
I'll go get
things
dressed.
were left off.
I'll go get dressed in your clothes and you go talk to Ashley.
Don't think that's how it works.
That's how that works.
No.
Damn. So close. Almost had you. Alright, I'm gonna go pretend
Talk to
I'm gonna
Ashley.
Go talk to Ashley, and then no, I'm gonna pretend, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and then not do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough on you, buddy.
Fine, goddammit, I'll talk to Ashley.
Thank you. And then I go back in the room and close the door.
And then Ian's gonna walk over to the kitchen where Ashley is.
Okay. You see her absent-mindedly. wrangling a
up.
bull.
Ashley tenses up, feeling his heart become in though. She doesn't look towards you, but she'll tense up and stop whatever she's
As she
doing.
tenses up, the Sadie hand takes the bowl and throws it into the sink.
She'll let that happen.
Daniel said I had to talk to you.
Oh.
Fucking parrot over here.
Oh my god.
So you
Yeah.
didn't want to. And Daniel had to tell you.
No, it was all my idea. Daniel didn't even ask me to.
Ian,
What's up?
don't lie to me.
I would always. Listen, what do you want me to say? Besides things that I already know, like I'm an idiot, I make dumb decisions, and I'm a danger to everyone.
She's struggling to say things, like as if she's having her own internal battle as to what will come out of her mouth next.
I can't tell if you just, like, are mad at me more, or if you're having a conversation with Sadie. It's kind of hard to tell with that. Sometimes. If you're gonna yell at me, just, like, do it, you know? Just, like, let it out, sister, you know?
She finally looks towards you, and she has tears welled up in her eyes. And she will politely stand and walk out of the room.
Ian's gonna go after her.
Okay?
He's gonna be like, hold up, hang on. Ash,
What?
I'm sorry if I've upset you. It's not my intention, it will never be my intention. You are the most important thing in my life.
Do you really mean that?
With all my heart.
Does he really mean that, DM?
I'm gonna say something to you that you hear in your head. He's not lying.
Oh, fuck. She, by the way, looks really slumped. The most vulnerable and unconfident ever. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's very true. But she will turn back towards you. You matter just as much to me, but I don't know how to help you. You won't let me in, and I know if I'm being too much or that you want your space, but please, I just want to help you.
Yeah. I know. I don't know how to help you with that one either.
Maybe we should just start by talking.
Finally, my strong suit.
Come on. And she will lead him upstairs to the room.
I should warn you that I'm going out with Daniel. You should come. Should, you know. Couples
Going
day
outside?
out. Yeah, why not?
Where are you guys going?
No clue. Daniel's picking. It was his idea. No, it wasn't. It was totally my idea.
Is that gonna help you out, Ian?
I don't know. I just haven't hung out with Daniel in a hot second.
Well, he's a little preoccupied. Give a side eye to Daniel's room as they're walking by it.
Yeah. Kind of go up the stairs and you get a look, kind of heading towards the room a little bit for more privacy, as Athena's half awake, kind of like mutters hello or something about toast on the way by.
Ian will just look over and be like, and hello, toast to you.
Athena does not hear him right now.
No.
She hasn't had coffee. Her powers aren't working yet.
Coffee fuels my powers.
She doesn't have coffee. Her powers just don't work anymore.
Yep.
That's
Pretty
fact.
much.
Let's hope that we never have to fight before Athena has her coffee.
Let's hope we don't have to fight like at 4 in the morning because Athena's gonna be useless.
I mean, that's why it was hell for Athena. There was no coffee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, is there anything the two of you are saying between each other once you get to your room, or is it more just kind of a general catch-up conversation, or would you, if you like, I could come back to you in a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be just more of a catch up at the moment.
Okay. Then if there's anything important, I'll check back in with you.
Sounds good.
So, Athena, you go out to the front, and you're like, no, you double back, get some coffee. Then you head out to the front.
Yep.
And then you kind of straighten your hair up a little bit, and you go to one of the guards, and they kind of turn towards you.
Hey, any news on the court case?
Nothing yet. I think they're still investigating and still doing a sweep of the underground compound. And reviewing all the footage that has been set in, reviewing various different cases and different possible theories and eyewitnesses' accounts and things like that.
Okay.
But nothing as of yet.
Is it possible that, because I know for court cases, each side has to be aware of the information being brought against the other?
Yes.
Can I...
It's still kind of, I think that's what they're compiling right now. I haven't heard too much.
Yes.
If you want, you could attempt to contact the people involved, which I believe is government official investigators right now.
Okay. If possible, I'd like to have access to that information.
All right, I'll give them a call, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Have any other heroes been found?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Also, we might need a couple of vans later to get some people to their homes. We've got a lot of people in the garage right now.
Yes, I've been told.
And some of these people might need a little bit more assistance. There's a kid in there, his name's Kindness, and he needs to learn how to control his powers.
I see. I'll see what I can do. I'll make some calls.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Kind of goes back to his posts, and he calls someone over, and you see he goes and starts talk. I go over to the van.
After that, Athena would go into the garage to check on people and offer breakfast and stuff like
You
that.
see, as you walk in, you see there's almost everyone's asleep, except for this exceedingly tall, very skinny, like anorexic, like skeletal thin man that has this greasy black hair, little bits of facial hair, but it's all kind of scraggly, maybe only like 20 or so, maybe a bit younger. It's probably around the height of Mop, but he probably doesn't weigh more than 100 pounds. And he's just sitting there playing with Kindness's car as Kindness is just showing him and like not really saying anything, but they're communicating seemingly, just the two of them. There's the stark difference between this 8-foot giant versus this tiny little boy. And then you see they both kind of look up and turn to you. See the haunted look of the very tall man, and then the kind of happy smile of Kindness that just warms the entire room, but everybody else is asleep.
I guess everyone else is asleep. Would you guys like some breakfast?
Kindness very vigorously nods his head, and the man just kind of very, like, almost imperceptibly, if it wasn't Athena or Daniel, probably just Athena because it's sight-based, very slightly nods.
she'll like motion for them to come inside the cabin, or out of the garage into the cabin.
So, kind of guessing how tall he was, but it's just very uncomfortable seeing this very tall, skinny, bony man just kind of slink upwards and then reach his very long arms. His hands fall past his elbows. Or past his knees, sorry. They do fall past his elbows too. But it takes Kindness's hand and they both kind of follow you inside.
Okay. Athena will like pull out cereals and toaster strudels and all this other stuff and kind of just see what they want to eat.
Cool. So at this time, as you're kind of getting that set and you have them kind of sit on one of the stools, Arya, you come back in carrying a couple bags of groceries. One of the guards is helping you carry a couple as well, seeing you come in.
Yay!
And then you kind of see Athena, the very tall, black, greasy-haired skeletal gentleman, as well as the boy Kindness.
Hi! I have food!
Perfect timing, Arya.
Cool. I'm also really low on money, but that's okay because I got us all food. Do they want anything specific?
I don't know. She'll look towards them, kind of asking them the question with her eyes, but not repeating it.
Both just kind of stare between you and Arya, not saying anything.
I know what they would like. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get cupcakes. I bought cupcakes.
No, not for breakfast.
What? Not for breakfast?
Nope.
But Jeffrey always gets a root beer float
No.
for breakfast.
No.
But
Breakfast
okay.
foods.
Okay,
Eggs, cereal,
cinnamon
waffles.
buns,
That works.
waffles,
Breakfast cupcakes.
breakfast cupcakes.
It's a step in the right direction. Athena's taking it.
I'll take the waffles. I'll give it because I got the waffles.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meantime, Mop, are you doing anything?
Probably going down the stair. I don't know where my room is.
You're going downstairs.
Going down to the kitchen, with Seamus.
Seamus, you see as
box of toaster strudels at him. As soon as she sees it.
Seamus is, you don't know how long he's been up, but he's apparently been up and showered and changed into clothes that he's been provided. But yeah, he follows you downstairs.
What do you want for breakfast?
Toaster strudel box.
Yeah, there you go. It's like, as soon as she hears him coming down the
He's
stairs,
like not
she
even
just
fully
gets
down the
ready.
stairs.
Seamus, what do you want for breakfast?
I already ate, actually. I've been up for about 4 hours. Couldn't really sleep much.
Oh,
Would you like some coffee?
I'm not really much of a coffee drinker. No offense.
More for me then.
oh,
She's
speaking
probably
of,
on
I
her
got
like
you
second or
more
third cup.
coffee. I
Thank you.
bring up more coffee packs.
So as you get breakfast and things going, is anybody having any important conversations at the moment?
I want to check up on Jeffrey. Please.
Okay.
I'm a fiance. I'm sorry.
So as you go up to the room, Jeffrey, what does she see?
Jeffrey is laying on the bed reading Lawyers for Dummies.
I'll take it. Okay, she's gonna lay down next to you and cuddle you. Hello,
Hello.
I'm back.
Yeah, I can see that.
Are you okay?
Doing fine.
Okay. Do you understand what's on the book?
Mostly.
I will help you through what's in the book. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Cool.
Well, cuddles. And that's it.
I want to figure out Slenderman's name.
Slenderman.
Slenderman's name. All right. What do you say to him?
She'd probably look at Kindness actually and be like, "Kindness, who's your friend here?"
You see kind of looks over to the person he's sitting next and just kind of pats his elbow and looks back at you.
Do you have a name?
He
Directing at
He nods.
This bitch.
you want to share?
There you go.
So he kind of hunches down and then shakes his head no.
What do you want me to call you then?
He shrugs.
Shrug?
Shakes his head.
Well, I need something to call you.
Slenderman.
No.
You see that he just kind of looks at you sheepishly but doesn't say anything.
Can you speak?
He opens his mouth slightly and you see he has no tongue.
Me, telepathy. I'm using the ability.
Okay.
And she'll just do it very gently, so she's not like bombarding him with anything. She's just gonna be like, "Can you speak in here?"
You see there's like a very tentative, after a bit of a pause. Yes.
That's better. So, do you want to tell me your name, or do you want to know more about me first?
A748.
Jason.
Shush, zoom.
Sorry.
So it's just some numbers and a letter, or a letter and then some numbers.
You see
Did you-
he nods physically in front of you.
Have you been there your whole life?
She kind of looks up, thinks about it for a second, then nods again.
Hmm.
Are you just seeing a bunch of nodding? As well as Mop and Seamus.
Oh, she's doing the mind thing.
Do you want to just be called J748, or do you want another name?
So he kind of puts his hands in between, like on his lap, and kind of shrugs.
Well, you're free now, so you can make the choice.
Kind of just looks at you very intently, his haunted eyes staring into you, and just says, "I don't know what being free means."
Athena's just gonna give him a sad kind of smile, and she's just gonna be like, "Freedom is being able to go outside if you want to, or being able to to eat as many waffles as you want. You can do whatever you want within reason, not hurting people, but you get what I mean."
Kind of looks at you and kind of just kind of looks down at the countertop, thinking. Just kind of pats him on the shoulder again. So, while two of you are cooking and things like that, Athena, you see as the morning starts to go on, you're having to kind of coax a lot of people out, or most of them don't want to leave the garage, seemingly scared to do so. Some of them are a bit more coherent and willing to talk. Others refuse to, even telepathically. And it just seems like a lot of these people, there's only a very few that have ever seen anything that isn't Moreau's Industries. And there's only one that remembers seeing something outside of Moreau's Industries.
Okay. One of the first things Athena would do would be probably to open the garage doors once everyone's awake, so they can see what the outside looks like and what the sky looks like. That would be something that Athena would find pretty important.
All right, cool. While she's doing that, it becomes a bit later in the day, closer towards the afternoon. Ashley, Ian, Daniel, and Freddie. Eventually, you guys would meet up, but before that, Ian and Ashley, is there anything important that you'd want to say between each other? If there's not, that's fine. We can keep moving ahead.
I mean, we're having a conversation in DMs.
It's fine.
It's like important, but like I don't know.
It's like.
I mean,
it's
do you
not
want
super
to?
important.
It's what?
It's not the most important thing.
It's not, but it's like special. So like you can
Yeah.
stay in DMs if it needs to. It doesn't need to be like.
It's not
doesn't
like
need to have,
story
like,
important.
I mean, if you want to say it between each other, read it aloud, you can.
Ugh.
Come on now, don't get stage fright.
We have
Ew.
You need to get used to this. You need to
Okay.
type and say your things at the
Listen
same
here.
time.
We don't get to have an easy time with a fake relationship whilst having a real relationship with that person in the same D&D. This is a lot different, okay?
I'm just saying you need to learn how to say your writing.
You don't have to. You can say no.
All up to you, Jonas. I'm not good with
All up to
decisions.
you, Caroline. I'm not gonna-
Roll a
Roll
d2.
one
It's
d2.
ridiculous.
Roll a D2,
Roll
roll
Yeah,
a
one
D2.
D2. Roll
One
D2.
no, two yes.
We're good at
Oh my
rolling those.
god.
Okay.
All right.
Like it to know.
Anyway, so you skip on to a little bit more into the afternoon. Daniel, as you fully get up with Freddy, you eventually go looking for both of them.
Does Ashley have a phone?
I don't think she has her. No, she would have her phone. She would have been able to recollect it
Okay, cool.
at some
thanks.
point. Yeah.
I can't imagine that finding them would be too difficult.
No, no, you know where they are. They're just seemingly just chit chatting in their room.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rap on the door like 3 times.
Ian goes up to the door.
Ian.
Don't think that's how it works, Ian.
Oh, okay. Ian's gonna open the door and he's gonna be like, "So where's the
Ashley's sitting on
pizza?
the bed.
I ordered the pizza. Where's the pizza?
We're going to get it.
Wait, is that what you picked?
Well, that's what I picked just now.
Oh, you are so smart.
Too bad Freddy as a character hates pizza. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no.
Break up with him. All right. So,
Ashley will slowly.
so you guys
get
are
up.
just going to find pizza somewhere in the city?
Follow
Pizza.
you guys.
Okay. You see that you are escorted by 2 guards.
Escort.
Okay. Roll for damage.
Oh jeez, I kill the escort.
I mean, it
Just
probably wouldn't be that
right.
hard.
I want to clarify at this point, what Daniel has been doing this whole time has been recapping like the past season, technically, since
Gotcha.
Daniel's only existed for the past season.
Hey.
And I guess a little bit of the backstory with
Okay.
everything. Like
Cool.
he told him
You told him pretty much everything. Gotcha.
everything.
Okay. So he's kind of just been close to you as he still has his eyes covered by a blindfold right now. He's still been
Yeah.
kind of walking around
Right.
blind.
Does he have
Yeah.
a walking cane?
Not at the moment, but if you were to request one for him, I'm sure he would have ended up having one. Nothing too crazy.
Nah, he's got my arm.
Yeah. So, as you start to head out over there, there's nothing too crazy going on. You see that they kind of keep you in a car. They keep you mostly hidden away, but they're not like, there's people that are still wary of you all. There's people that nobody really is willing to approach, but everybody is like either wary or smiles seeing you all and kind of trying to give you encouraging looks of everything that happens as you go and grab your pizza. And at one of the places. You sit down at a table and you have a bit to yourself. See that you get a couple different, just get a couple slices a person. Sadie's looking at it like, what is this shit?
Pizza before.
She hates it though. She doesn't like pizza.
I can't believe you wrote that Sadie hates pizza.
She doesn't like the
You're
cheese.
awful.
She's just more than happy to rip off the pepperoni and the anything else. She doesn't like the cheese.
I'll have a cheeseless all meat pizza then, just for Sadie.
Then she's
yeah, just
happy.
get a
Then she's
meat-
happy.
Meat lover pizza.
I
All,
want pizza now.
all meat, no cheese.
All right. So any conversations happen, or is it just kind of a general good time?
Women, huh?
Yeah.
Ashley glares over at Ian, but there's a little
Ashley,
bit of
can
a
you
smile on
stand
her.
them? Am I right?
I mean, you're not wrong. I have to deal with Sadie all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I have to
we
deal with
technically
Daniel. I mean,
confirmed if Sadie is a woman or not? Or is it like just a womanly
Sadie, are
voice?
you a
I don't
woman?
know if you want to get Sadie that angry, Daniel.
Sadie, are you a woman?
You get
Ready?
smacked in the face, Ian.
I
You
don't.
get-
So
Okay, so you block it, and then you see that Sadie's hand
Ready.
latches around the hand you blocked and starts to crush it. Roll me a toughness.
Ooh.
She knew that you were gonna block it.
Oh, for Ian?
Yeah, Ian's rolling a toughness.
Nothing new.
Ashley's gonna try to let go of the hand.
Oh.
It's her hand. It's like it hurts a little
Oh, it's
bit
her
until you're able to like slides it out.
The best toughness I've ever rolled.
Yeah.
Sadie. By the way, Freddie, I'm sorry. I probably should have mentioned this earlier.
Daniel and I had a talk. I know, at least a little bit.
Yeah,
And then
Daniel,
she's
what
gonna
are you
give a
do
quizzical
from
look
your
to Daniel
friend?
and be like, Daniel, you're not supposed to tell anyone. I
Oh,
don't care if
come
you.
on.
Well, Freddy isn't just anyone.
I mean, I didn't know the guy until like 2 days ago.
You seem to be pretty good at holding secrets from people that might want to know about someone else. So I don't know why you couldn't have held that tongue.
Secrets aren't good for any relationship.
Apparently, they are.
Literally one thing that I just didn't mention, and you're gonna hold that against me, Ian?
Yes. Yes,
I was gonna say, it's like, you sounded like a very
Well, I
hypocritical
mean,
statement,
maybe if you
Daniel.
took the bill. I mean, this.
Your friendship is a really strong relationship. Just mentioning.
Listen, we'll call it even if you pay the bill.
You forgive him if he buys you pizza, Ian?
Yes.
Right. Anyway,
Yeah, fine. I'll pay for the bill.
All right.
It's fine.
Freddie,
You know-
Sadie, and she points to her left side of her face.
I didn't
Sadie,
know Sadie was a
Freddie.
girl.
Oh, don't start this again. Sadie's a female.
I thought
Ashley, you hear
Sadie-
your head. What is humans' obsession with genders?
I thought Sadie was
I
a giraffe.
know.
I was almost positive.
You hear come out of Ashley's mouth.
Ian
Excuse you?
smiles.
It. Don't worry about it.
Just be glad you're
Wait,
blindfolded
wait,
right
can
now.
I
You
try
wouldn't
and
want to
growl
see Sadie eat.
Can I try and demonically growl back?
For one curse.
Never
Oh
mind.
my god.
Everything costs something. It's like EA.
Can just roll a performance.
Yeah, then I mean, if you or Jonas can just do a demonic growl, that counts.
I'm not good at that though.
Takes practice.
Yeah, I'd have to practice it.
Happy
That
to
counts. That counts. Thanks.
Daniel demonically growls from across the table.
What the fuck, Daniel?
happy to see you're looking a little better, Freddie. Really, you all scared me back there.
As long as I keep this on, I'm all right.
Did they say for an amount of time or anything?
They haven't. Nobody's told me anything on it. I don't know exactly what they did. Just take it off, and I see everything, and it's too much.
Sort of reminds me of
Everything.
when I got my ears.
Oh, those were fun days.
Oh, you between the couch cushions.
He would stuff cotton into his ears that Ian kept coughing up during the time. It was quite funny.
It was.
That was not a good time.
You did tell me about that. Did you ever stop? I'm assuming you stopped coughing up cotton.
He'll have occasional bouts during nighttime, but
Listen.
he sleeps through it.
Shut the fuck up, Ashley. Don't talk about that.
She'll look towards you. She'll give you pretty loving eyes, like, oh.
Ashley murdered a cat in her sleep once.
What? I didn't hear.
You know,
I
you
didn't,
know the guy that's doing the
No.
yeah, that's what Ashley does right now, and she'll smile back at him and be like, "I won't deny
Daniel,
that."
Daniel didn't mention that one.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that one.
You couldn't hear it from the other room.
You weren't home at the
don't-
time.
I don't think I was there.
Oh, good.
But let me tell you, it was kind
Interesting
of fun.
night.
Was it-
Sadie likes to do things when I'm not awake.
Like eat cats.
I've
A
done more
lot
than
more
eat
than eat
cats.
cats.
She says in her head. She's not saying anything aloud now.
Ashley says that out loud as she says it in her head. She does a lot more than eat cats, but I guess we'll keep that one to ourselves for now.
You see a grin come on the one side of Ashley's face, and just stares at Ian.
Oh please, you know you could.
I immediately get extremely uncomfortable.
This was back when he slept.
Did she say that in my head?
She doesn't say anything aloud. She's only talking to you because she doesn't like that Freddy's here
There.
and you're in public.
Yeah.
So your pizza comes and
Is it good pizza?
it's really good pizza.
Yes.
Good.
Best joint in the
It's not as good as Mirador pizza, but that's supposed to be one of the best in the country.
Ashley will eat the pizza whole. And she gets on her phone for like a minute and then gets back into the conversation.
Gotcha. Anything else, or is it just kind of general chit chat at this point?
I need a new suit.
What happened to all your clothes, by the way?
Talk about it.
I don't think I want to know.
To bring light to it, I just think it was a little silly because does that mean any and or all the times the four horsemen have been there, they had to come back naked? And if so, very interesting thought to think of Death himself naked. So I'm just
Now I'm imagining.
trying to understand it scientifically is all.
Yeah.
I don't know why that area wants your clothes, but you know, they have a fine suit now. So good on them.
Oh, trust me.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to the Hellhounds?
You're
you don't
thinking
have 'em?
about this now,
You
Daniel?
don't have it?
I mean, ever since we came back, there has not been a single sighting of them.
Maybe you just dropped it before you went in.
No, I didn't drop it.
I'm pretty sure you dropped it.
Did
Very
they say
least I
not
did.
to let them loose in hell anyways?
Well, I didn't let them loose. They were never in my possession.
It sounds like you're
Yeah.
deflecting from your responsibilities, Daniel.
Yeah,
Look, okay.
Action for your responsibilities, young
Daniel,
man.
you didn't mention anything about hellhounds.
Yeah, he was supposed to take care of the puppos. He didn't do that.
Wait, who's hellhounds? You
The,
adopted hellhounds?
the horsemen's hellhounds, you know, the ones, you
The
know,
horseman of famine?
What?
Was it?
like normal human lore.
I
Think
mean,
of any
he's-
hellhounds you'd imagine.
They're here?
Somewhere.
Oh god.
I
don't
was
know why they thought
tasked
they could
with
trust you. I knew
taking
what that was
care of them, but I never saw them. How can I take care of something that I didn't physically have?
Mister, that is no excuse, young man. That is older than me.
And technically, you're all older than me.
Technically, yeah.
So I didn't know that you were into older men then.
I mean, I didn't know he was an older man. I thought I was older than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Freddie?
I'm 28.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
Please shut up.
Yeah, we're all just old people here. Not you, Freddy. You're not that old.
I don't know. I'm 6 at heart.
He really is.
No, you're 4 at heart.
Listen, at least give me 4.5.
He has good 6-year-old days. It's okay.
I was gonna give him a generous 8.
Oh wow.
I like this man.
So, as the lunch starts to go on, you eat a little bit until you end up being escorted back.
Okay. I do want to ask. Ashley will be a little diligent as to who is watching them, if anyone who comes in, who comes out, what people's reactions are, just because she wants to gauge the situation in the city.
It's
as they
generally
walk around.
it seems majority positive. Probably 70% of the people that you see are keeping their space, and none of them really feel comfortable approaching you. But all of them are kind of trying to give you like encouraging thumbs ups or like kind of like wry smiles and like, you got this kind of thing. But then none of them are talking to you, like opposed to usual, where especially Ian is usually
People
mobbed.
run into him. Yeah. Okay. Just noting.
So, you head back. They have 2 guards escort you back. In the meantime, nothing really major happens that day.
I have one more question.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Sorry. Athena would have gone back at some point and asked one of the guards if they could bring her car from where she left it downtown.
They say that they can see if they can go and find it.
Okay. Because it also had Phantasma's phone in it.
Can I also get my car?
I mean, if you would have requested it, sure, those things could be arranged at some point. Getting everybody's truck, Jeffrey's truck back and things like that as well, I'm assuming at some point. But those will happen over the course of the next day or so. You see that they basically the same woman comes over that you all love so much to talk with Athena, and says that the investigation is underway of the fact that they have various different grievances that all of them are to be questioned for, while only some of them are being convicted of different crimes. The main people, hold on, just make sure my notes are correct. They say Ashley Moriana and as well as Ashley Moriana, Jeffrey Hale, and Athena Rose are being accused of kidnapping Clara T. Aria.
There.
Yeah, Athena wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
They say that but it's more Athena for orchestrating such a thing that she's suspected of.
She was the smart one in this situation.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying that's what they're assuming. Aria is wanted as being accused of power weapon theft, as well as Mop for breaking and entering into a secure lab and power weapon theft.
What?
Daniel and Ian are both wanted for questioning about their time as witnesses of things in Moreau's Industries, as well as Ian is accused for attacking and destroying an entire building and killing hundreds at the Moreau's building.
About that.
Yikes.
But they're saying that Ian attacked Moreau's partners unprovoked, and they have footage to back it up.
Oh, sure they do.
El Fantasma or Cortez Quintanilla. Say it again for me. I want to learn this at this point.
Quintanilla.
Quintanilla. I was going to say it right. Got it. I was just second guessing myself.
Wait, but would they actually know his real name and not his alias?
Apparently they do. At least they were.
Interesting.
They were, because that was something that brought up last time.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because the superhero place that was giving us work anyways knew everything about you.
Yeah.
So they probably just took that information and were like, they want to know, they want to talk to him about Cortez, about his time in Project Core. They also want to talk to Cesar Escobar for his, I just want to question you about the fake identity. They're not really accusing El Fantasma of anything, but they are also wanting to talk to Jeffrey for the stuff about Clara T, obviously, but also his former former dishonorable discharge for the massacre at Project Core. So,
Question.
yes.
No, a lot.
Wait, you said that I have 2 separate court cases, one for El Fantasma and one for Cesar Escobar?
Yeah, it seems like they know, but they just want questioning about Cesar Escobar. See if you've done anything. Because they're she seems to be implying, she doesn't outright say it, that she seems to be that you're using Cesar Escobar to do illegal things.
They know a lot about it.
You know, like go to a cafe in the middle of Mirador.
Did they mention anything else though?
Is it all?
Did they mention Dan?
They did not mention Dan, but they seemingly that she's withholding information. She's choosing not to tell you yet, and she's very much, I don't have to tell you this yet. You didn't tell me everything I wanted, so I'm not going to tell you everything.
Cool. I don't like you, so no.
Oh, certainly fine.
That's probably illegal.
What a nice young
She's withholding
lady.
information from a court case. It is technically illegal for her to do that.
But that doesn't mean we do 2 illegal things.
By
I'm just gonna
illegal
ask.
or
I'm just
legal?
gonna go into her mind and be like, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions then.
You see that she immediately stands up and gives you kind of a smug smile. Ask me whatever you want, but I'll make sure to include this in my report. Thank you. And starts walking away. And the 2 bodyguards escorting her kind of give you a confused look. One of them was giving you a sympathetic look. Other one's like kind of goes to a dark, like, I don't know about this. And then they follow her out.
What a nice young lady, huh?
Could've done a
The
lot
The
better
first
if we just
question
did
is gonna
Pokemon.
be, whose side are you on?
Answer that telepathically.
Yeah.
Searching thought.
Yeah.
So say it out
Are you
loud.
actually doing searching thought or just telepathically?
No. Sorry, I forgot I had the other one. I would have used telepathic link.
Okay, so you would ask that as she's leaving.
Yeah.
She would just said, "Isn't that obvious?"
It's becoming more so.
I mean, if everyone was smart, it would be obvious to everyone of which side they should be on.
We'll see.
He gets farther and farther away. So, and out of sight, and then the link begins to fade the farther she gets.
Yeah. I would have done this one, not searching
yeah.
thought. Right.
Okay. What's one thing, if you could specify on that, because it's a new ability, to
Okay.
activate a link, you have to be able to see a person. It can stay active for 10 minutes out of sight until they get out of 1,000 feet.
Okay.
And I think that's fair. Because a lot of Athena's stuff is sight-based. To activate, you need to see them. Gotcha. So, a couple days go by. Is there anything in particular that Jeffrey and Ashley are doing? Because I see you guys are DMing over that way.
I think Kier was BRB, so
Gotcha.
He did.
so we'll have to do that. Not now.
I have
Sorry.
a question.
Yes, what's up?
So what is this footage of me attacking people unprovoked look like?
So, you see that I kind of discussed this a little bit before, that from looking it over, there are people
Can I
that are assuming that it's...
Stuff online of the footage.
Oh
of-
yeah, did I get any
growing
of that
up.
information for the court case that I asked for?
That a lot of it just there was.
Yeah, but I can, like, legally, they have to give you anything they have about that. So all of their details,
Yeah.
that's how the court cases work.
Yeah, they've given you footage
They
that they're
can't
reviewing and
bring-
things like that as well.
They can't bring new evidence in the middle of the court case. They have to show all the evidence in the beginning of the court case for it to matter.
Yeah, yeah.
If they bring something out random in the middle of the court case, it gets
Thrown out, yes.
thrown out. It can't be used.
But if something is going to be shown, they have to give you at least a detail. They can't just, like, throw it at the very beginning of the court case.
Right.
And I'm assuming we're going straight into a court case.
Yeah, and they've given
So-
you it, and you haven't gone into a court case, yes. But they've given you the footage that they're reviewing, as well as the different accusations that are being held against you that I just went over. And it seems like she knows more, but that she wasn't saying, and whether that's illegal or not, she shouldn't seem to care.
Wait, what was it?
You don't know.
Wait,
question.
she still withheld stuff from us.
She seemed to come on the idea that she knew some things that were going down. Yes, Book?
So are we all scheduled on the same day, or are these different days?
You've been told that you are all required to come in at the same time and then wait to see if you were going to be called that day or not.
That's kind of dumb.
Yep.
That's the law, baby.
So, but they do give you the footage and things like that. The main one that that comes off a security camera that a number of people saying is faked based off of how good CGI can be. Other people saying is you can't fake this. But it shows that Ian deliberately getting up and firing at one of the CEOs, which Ian knows to be robots, not. And it's just all fabricated, and it seems like they are, from Ian's knowledge of film and new CGI and editing and things like that, that they are splicing in real footage very, very, very well. You don't know who did this.
Well, I know I didn't fire because I know the one thing that I never did was attack.
Yeah.
You dodged a ton and then noped the fuck out of there.
It shows you just massacring the place and then blowing things up while people are trying to subdue you.
Yeah, so can I download this footage and then find every flaw in it and then make another video that points it out?
You can. You see that wow.
Did they get all of his movements for the way that he used his superpower correct? Or
Yeah, they did very accurately.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
they've been so
to
long
a
around.
T. Like
I know the way that he fights.
so,
perfect.
with advantage, Ian. Roll me an investigation because Ashley's helping you.
Wait, what are they trying to do?
They're trying to take out all of the details. So an 18 of where there's flaws. You see it's very difficult, and it takes you probably a good 8 hours to really scrub through about 3 minutes of footage to find what are one very grievous error that you can show to people that they're trying to hide with like a static in the camera that you're able to clean up in editing a bit, and then kind of zoom in and show where there's this splicing of footage that took you a longest time, and you thought there really wasn't going to be enough to go off of on the other two that you found, but you think that one helped really prove that is false.
Haha, if it's one thing Ian can do, it's save his ass.
I have a question. Is this lady that we just talked to, so there's normally like there's two people talking in a case, one arguing for and one against. Which one is this lady?
Against.
She's arguing against us.
Prosecution, baby.
Yes. Okay.
And there is a person that is supposedly arguing for you, and they've given you a name, but no one has come to talk to you. However,
Athena would be researching this person.
you see that he is a private lawyer from a firm that largely deals with government cases and works with the government a lot. That's the person they gave.
The government's working against us.
And it's Samson Montoya. He's not come to see you once.
Which is odd.
Yep.
So Athena would probably say something to the guards about that. That she wants to speak to him before the court case happens. And another thing that Athena would do is she would want to talk to Clarity.
Okay. So is she calling her, using an earpiece? What is she doing?
She'd use an earpiece.
Okay.
Clarity, are you there?
There's a pause. Then I am.
What do you see? Can you see anything about this court case? Things seem very off to me.
There's like a long pause, and you assume that she's concentrating, perhaps looking, and you do see. It is going to be strange. Shrouded in corruption.
From both sides.
More one-sided than the other. But there's people all around you that have your back in this. Present your evidence confidently. Don't let a fight break loose, and you'll be fine. From what I've seen.
Also, don't let a fight break loose. Great. Would I be able to, in the court case, call you if I needed you? They're accusing us of kidnapping you.
You could. They would allow it.
I don't want to bring you here. I think it's too dangerous. I feel like if we called...
You could.
Okay. I'll let you know before we go in. Just in case.
Understood. Okay. So there's a couple more days pass, and they tell you that in the morning they want you to come in to the court building. And you have been told by the guards that Samson has told you that he would meet you the day that is now past, and he has not shown up once, nor even called you, nor sent an email, nor texted anything.
Haven't said anything?
They said, we've talked to him multiple times. I don't know what happened. We'll keep looking into it. We'll send someone. Maybe he can meet you earlier in the morning or come here and drive with you there. But
he was killed. He was killed.
So.
If they don't show up, they're killed. This is how this rolls.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have a suit?
You were able to get another one.
Yes.
So,
Perfect.
you see, as everybody is starting to go to bed, Ian, as you're not really going to bed as much, I need you to roll me another D100 first.
Ah, god damn it.
It's been a few days.
Ah.
One lower than last time. It'll be 90. It would be like 80 sessions before anything happens. Got it. If we keep going at this rate. Anyway. So.
Does Ashley see anything? Why did you?
No, it's nothing
Ian looks
to be
very
seen.
chill right now.
This is not fair. How come Sophia doesn't get questioned?
Because they assume Sophia's a dog. So, Ashley, you are woken up by Sadie.
I don't sleep much, but
I
sure.
know. For the few hours that you are asleep, you are woken up by Sadie, who's like, "Shh, wake up, shh." And
She'll get up slowly.
Ian is already up at the moment.
She'll put her hand on Ian because she knows that he's awake.
Hold on. Before we do that, the reason she woke you up is because, Ian, you see someone come up to the windowsill and just slightly, and you see the form of Solemn.
Ooh.
Thank God.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
You see he steps through the window.
Ashley will get up and sit on the bed. What are you doing
What's
here?
up? Need something?
Are you still being collected? Still going to see Clara?
Oh. I didn't think about that.
What are
You said
talking
you
about?
might have changed your mind, but it's up to you.
Well, I mean, I have a court date. Like,
Ian, you're leaving?
it was just like a field trip, you know?
I would be wise to tell her the truth, Ian.
I mean, I'm not lying. It was a field trip. I was gonna come back. That's like what a field trip is. It was just like more of a vacation from
Ashley,
everything.
Yeah.
he had planned to leave to help his mental state talking with Clara. Did not hurt himself nor hurt any of you until he could be better. That's what this is about.
A vacation from everything, like what I said.
Ian.
What?
However, I was told that he might have changed his mind.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know.
you do what you have to do, then. It's fine.
Can I insight that even in my insight shit?
You can if you want.
Well,
Ashley,
she
roll
said
me a
it's fine, so
persuasion
it's
or
clearly
deception to
not
GM.
fine.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I mean that's a given, but that's
Ian,
totally 100% knows.
you know Ashley very well. She likes to say things confidently, and she'll say it outright. And this is definitely 100% a lie. She's very shelled in and scooting back, and a lot different than her normal.
Ian's gonna I scared myself. Sorry, I dropped something. Anyway, Ian's gonna go next to Ashley. He's gonna be like, "Why don't you say what's on your mind?"
No, you just, you know, just do what you need to, and just make sure you come back, and it's fine. If this is really what you need to do, then I don't want to hold you back, Ian.
No, I have important things to do. But I don't know, maybe we'll postpone the vacation or something, but I give a court date. Thank you, Solemn. Remember, you're welcome anytime, but I guess I will remain here for the time being.
I'll be welcome if you finish off this stuff with Morose.
Well,
And you hear the loud pop from, X recalling him back.
Do I hear this?
You probably would. Roll me perception at disadvantage.
What about me?
Nope, you're in your soundproof fucking room. Oh, wow. You do not. You're sound asleep for
I am
tonight.
unconscious.
You're out.
you're absolutely out cold.
Yeah, damn.
No hearing for you.
Does Sophia hear it?
Sophia doesn't alert you if she does, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Really, Ian, if this is something you need to do, you can.
Yeah, and if I do it, I'll do it. But for now, I have to see this through.
Okay. I'm here for you. Yeah?
I know he says pulling you in.
So, as the next morning starts to come and you all start to head out for your court date, we'll take a break.
Yay!
So I'm getting pizza.
I want to make coffee.
Cool. This is
For
a
Tina.
second I needed for everybody.
All right, so we'll be back in just a little bit. Enjoy the art montage again. If you want anything added, any memes, or as well as art, feel free to send it to me or Poke, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye. We're gonna jump back in.
Hey, I just got back.
Okay, so
Think.
we're going into the courtroom.
You guys are currently at the court building, but not in the courtroom.
Okay.
They're told that you're there to wait to be called to testify and answer questions based off of that.
Are we all in court clothes?
Yeah, you guys are all
No.
fancy.
No,
No.
not
button
Cortez.
downs and
Only if
no,
you choose
Athena
to.
would be in her super suit. She is not.
Yeah,
No,
Mop
fuck
going in
that.
as Mop.
Cortez is
have
going
a
to
frilly
El
dress.
Fantasma.
I have a frilly pink dress that Ashley gave me for
Oh
Christmas.
Lord.
Cool.
I did
I
give her.
mean, Daniel
not
probably
that
does be
frilly, but it's
wearing whatever Freddie makes
because
him wear.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I
Never
know
mind.
Ian doesn't have a suit, I wouldn't go in my super
Ian
suit.
did get a suit. I did ask.
A super suit, I should say. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna wear
Ian had
a suit
plenty.
or
He
something
would wear his
professional
super suit.
for lawyer stuff, so that Ian doesn't feel. left
No,
out.
Ian. It was told when I first created a suit that he'd have multiples because of his shirtless mode.
shirtless mode.
Yeah, so he would be wearing one of his.
He got a
suits
super suit
along
back.
with the suit.
Okay, cool. Then Ashley will also wear her super suit.
He
Cool.
was wearing a super suit with a suit over the suit.
Okay.
It's like incredible shit. right now.
Athena would have probably done a telepathic link with everybody when they got in the building,
Okay.
and would have been like, "Okay, guys, this is very serious. We need to make sure that we answer honestly,
We have
but
nothing to
also
hide.
I
But
know.
Athena, everyone can see your eyes right now, so you have a lot to hide.
Her eyes don't change with telepathic. It's only time-based things.
Whenever you use your powers, your eyes change.
We discussed this a long time ago. It was
always-
only time-based that her eyes did the thingy.
Yes, for things like precog, things like clairvoyance, they do change. But there's usually some kind of tell with Athena, whether it's a slight glow of her hand or a slight move of the eye. A telepathic link is the only thing that isn't as noticeable, really.
So what is it? Isn't as noticeable, which means there is something happening. So what is happening?
There's a slight,
Her eyes might brighten a little bit or something.
for a second, yeah.
Mhm.
Just when she activates it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I didn't answer at all?
They need
Technically,
you.
that's illegal. You can
We
get.
should be as upfront and honest as we can here. I know it
Mhm.
sucks, but Athena's right. We need to just say it up front and not hide anything because they'll be the ones that look worse when they're actually the ones hiding stuff.
The biggest thing, though, is that you have to keep your cool, think, and answer very honestly and concisely. Because if you lose your cool and start yelling, they'll
It
get
looks
you, and they'll get
suspicious.
a lot more information out of you than you want to give.
Ah, okay.
So
I thought
stay
it just
calm
looked
when answering,
suspicious.
and only answer enough to complete their question.
Okay.
Unless it's going against you. If it's going against you, you can try to add more, but they'll probably cut you off. Don't
I'm really
don't try to
sorry.
talk over them.
I wasn't
Mm.
listening.
As you go inside the large atrium room, you see that there are a bunch of people. There are cameras everywhere, and there's many people talking to a number of people. And there's a few people that walk up to you, a number of them with cameras, a small mob asking questions. And there's this flashes of cameras. There's crowds blocking you with
He's
microphones
posing
in
for
your
all the
face.
cameras.
And then you see that there's a bunch of different questions are thrown towards you. Ian's posing.
Oh,
Athena's just got a smile on her face, like she's not giving anything away.
Ashley looks very stern. No smile. No nothing.
Like,
You can't
and
tell
Athena's is
Cortez's
not like a
expression.
Athena's is not a big smile; it's a small smile. But she's gonna start kind of gently-ish pushing her way through to where they need to get to.
And Jeffrey is scowling, by the way.
Yeah, there's people that are
And
shouting
hammering it out.
questions that are mostly unintelligible as you're kind of led through, and people are pushing, like the guards are kind of pushing you away until they're getting you to a room where you're kind of being left alone, and the cameras are kind of left outside.
Oh my god.
That was a lot.
It's only gonna get worse.
I
It'll
know.
get a lot worse before it gets better.
What, are you guys not used to this being popular?
I wasn't called
Not
for a lot
everyone
of
out
hero
there
work.
like us, Phantasma.
Ian's still posing for the last pictures.
Ugh.
I wasn't called on for a lot of hero work, so I'm not used to this.
You should come out with me more then.
I can't. I have to be assigned.
That doesn't mean you can't come and like do random Q&As with me.
I don't.
They're not that
sure-
bad, to be honest, but
I'm sure everyone would
I'll
love to
do
know
that
what your
then.
deal is.
probably not
Okay.
right now while we're dealing with the
Yeah.
court case.
Yeah,
But
we
later
have
on, yeah.
things at
I'll take
stake.
you up on that offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
Is there-
says, remember that we got people on our side, both the public and our friends. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Athena's gonna knock on the other door.
Okay.
Because there's normally two doors. Like
They
one
kind of
that
put you
leads-
off to a side room a little bit, and they're not bringing you in at the moment.
Okay. She still would knock and ask the guard if she can get the information that's available for the court case. And is the side room, does it have like a monitor so that they can listen?
No, it does not.
And he'd be like, can I sit in on the court, on the case? I want to be able to hear what's going on.
I was specifically told that none of you are to be listening in. None of you is to listen in, and you're only to do what is asked of you. Technically, they're not putting any of you on the actual court or defense. People on your behalf have been told.
Ian's going to whisper to only himself, Daniel, what do you hear?
Yeah.
He does not respond.
Okay.
Can Athena text Steadfast?
You could. You know he's in the hospital somewhere. You don't know if he has his phone.
What about the general?
The general is also in the hospital. You don't know if he has his phone either. You heard that they were supposed to be arriving at some point.
I guess she'll try to call the general's phone.
Okay. No answer.
Okay.
So, as you are kind of left to your devices, the room is left there and the guards are on the other side of the door, kind of keeping everybody out. There is chairs, there's a couple just different law books, some things like that. And you see that there is... looks like there was a place that now that you're kind of looking at the room more, there was a monitor for people to listen in, but they since removed it.
Great.
Cortez is gonna be reading his book.
What'd you say, Janice?
I really feel welcomed.
So you hear there's a slight, and then one of the guards opens the door, and you see that there's a small group of people come in. You see Anarugichi kind of half carrying a much better looking Steadfast, and then followed by the general.
Sweet.
Hey, they don't keep you down, he says, looking at the general.
Welcome to the party.
You're looking in better shape, she says to Steadfast.
I'm getting there.
Good to hear, big guy.
Yo, what's your name?
Steadfast.
Oh.
Is it your actual birth given name?
Yes.
Can I insight that?
You can tell he's lying, but he's not telling you the truth.
Like on your birth certificate, it says
Stead.
Stead.
And then fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
No, my middle name is F. Stead F. Ast.
Ah.
Gives
So
Ian a wry look.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
so
Mr. Ast.
Let me. Mr. Ast.
Yes.
I'm gonna call you that
Mr. N?
exclusively now.
Ian.
Mr. Ast and oh, I like Mr. N. Makes me so mysterious.
Or should I say Mr. Edmonton?
Ooh, no.
I'll go with Edmonton.
Ugh.
You
Really
poke
sound
fun, you
important.
get fun back, Ian.
You see as he kind of slumps down, you see that his legs are seemingly kind of getting back into the shape that they are, but he seems weak in general, and there's a lot less cracks of where the light is kind of seeping through his skin. The only thing
gonna
that's
ask,
glowing constantly are his eyes.
He's not in a wheelchair? Like, he's
No.
reluctantly trying to be able
No,
to walk?
he's walking and he was like half holding. It seems like he's recovering
Right.
very quickly, like everything else that he does very quickly.
Cool.
The general kind of just stands kind of behind his chair, and Anarugi kind of nods, and then he backs out of the room and leaves.
Athena would go to the general.
Oh, and Jeffrey gives the general a hearty pat on the back when he comes in, by the way.
I give him also, pulls him into like a quick hug, and then steps away. Glad to see you're all doing all right.
Yeah. What have you heard? They're not letting us know anything about this case, really.
I've heard nothing. You haven't told me anything. It doesn't seem right what they're doing.
It's not.
Well, it is obviously a setup. As Cortez looks up from his book.
They want to catch us off guard. They're gonna
Looking
ask us
for me, I
questions we don't
never caught
expect.
guard.
Jeffrey says, well, that's a great sign.
Just make sure you answer truthfully.
We have nothing to hide. We'll be better off if we do that. Make sure that we answer truthfully and keep an honest head on our shoulders here. We didn't do this all for nothing. Let's not make it seem like it. Jeffrey says, remember, we saved hundreds of people.
Yeah.
They owe us.
Remember, we're fucking badasses.
Both of them
Lazy.
are right. We accomplished something really big.
He kind of gets serious and kind of leans in a little bit.
Is there any, have you heard any whereabouts of Thalia?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
One of the people that... Then she kind of like looks up and looks around. How about I tell you later?
Kind of looks up as well.
fair enough. Is she safe at least?
Yeah, she's safe. Actually, let me round that back. She's just...
Well,
That's a nice way to say it without saying it. Sorry, Caroline's having a brain fog. It's an interesting situation. I'll tell you about it later.
all right.
Sorry.
Kind of goes and leans up against the wall. You wait there for what seems like a good 8 hours, and then they tell you you're dismissed and to come back tomorrow.
We literally just had to be there?
Yep.
Yeah.
These
That's how
guys
they
are
work.
so freaking annoying, man.
So you go back, you come the next day, and you
Fuck.
see that you get there after Steadfast and the General this time, and they kind of just bid you a good morning. Steadfast is looking almost twice as good as he did yesterday. He's standing, he's walking, he seems to be in a little bit more energy already from just a day. The General doesn't seem to have a scratch on him anymore. Go ahead, Ian.
How do you two... What?
I was barely hurt in the first place.
I didn't hear in the first place. I mean, I know you are invincible, he says, pointing over the general. But him, this man...
Can I check something? DM?
Sure.
Good job.
With my new and improved heartbeat sense, I want to check Steadfast's health and a little bit of another thing. But I want to use my heartbeat sense and...
Okay.
Clap.
So as good as he's looking, he's probably running at 50%.
Interesting. Noted.
His
He
heart...
is human, right?
No,
We knew this.
you knew that he's Celestial.
Okay,
Because they said they were testing on a Celestial. So he just...
I put that out of my mind because I didn't think
Yes.
Ashley knew that. But
That's fair. He kind of just looks over at Ian with a smug look, leans back in the chair. The perks of being a Celestial are a bit better than a demon.
He's not wrong.
Okay, how do I become that then?
Be
oh my
born a
God, can I be-
Celestial.
How do I become a demon and a celestial at the same time?
I don't think that's possible. I think you'll just create a black hole, probably.
I
Bitch, you don't know what I
Just
can
a
do and cannot
human.
do. I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it. I don't know how.
Well,
I'm
if you
gonna do
figure it
but I'm
out,
gonna
let me know. I'll take some
I have a
pictures.
Question.
Yes?
Sorry, really quickly. Jeffrey says, yeah, well, they both suck.
do it. Says the person without one of them.
He's probably just jealous, right, Ian?
Right.
Gives you a wink.
This guy. He winks back.
You too.
Out of character question.
Yes.
A court case of this magnitude, is it being broadcast?
Is not being broadcast, but there are people outside trying to get as much information for news stations as possible.
Jeffrey gives both of you guys a hard squint,
Athena
by
would be
the way.
going through all the news stations trying to see if she can even get a semblance of what the heck is going on.
They're just kind of telling you, it's more they're talking to people that are arriving, getting statements from some of the heroes around the area, like what do they think? And you see that the majority of what you're seeing is seemingly semi-disappointed. The news stations, at least, are, like, it seems like the people, for you, it's good. A lot of the heroes that they talk to are, no, I'm standing with the heroes. I think they're really the ones doing the right thing here. And then it kind of, they ask like a couple questions that quickly end, and that seems to be happening over and over again.
It's okay. We know the news is fake, anyways.
That being said, you don't find much more.
Okay.
And then about probably around 4, you've been there since 8 in the morning. You hear and the guards open up, and you see there is a group of. Hold on, let me make sure that I'm correct. 4 people come in. You see 3 men, 2 women. I know 1 woman. Sorry, I can count.
I was like, that's 5.
You see they kind of just briefly come in, and just the one in the front, a very pale-skinned man with short brown hair that's shaved on the side, wearing these thin glasses with really no rimming around them, just kind of on the bottom a little bit. They have this gold, wearing a gray suit and a blue tie. And the woman is fairly short, maybe only like 5'3", 5'2", somewhere around there. And she is got this like long braid that's tightly at the top of her head in the back. Dark black hair, kind of, you believe she's probably Latina of some sort. And then you see that there is a fairly tall, broader shouldered individual with a big black mustache that has no hair on the top of his head. And then another man that's fairly thin, but has kind of got these really tiny eyes with kind of a shaved brown hair on the top, wearing a black suit. Both the last 2 men that I described are black suits. One with a green tie, the last one, and then the third one was a red tie. And you see that the person that walked in the front, the person in the gray suit, says, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to wish you all of us wanted to wish you best of luck on behalf of putting Moreau's Industries behind bars. Because I didn't know personally, none of us knew about the atrocities that they were committing, but some of the things they've done business-wise is enough to make a businessman go pale. I'm Gunnar Sloan, by the way, CEO of GC."
Thank you.
Who was that? Sorry.
Gunnar Sloan, CEO of GC, which is a large computer company that mostly gets overshadowed by Moreau's Industries.
And the rest of you guys?
I'm Leila Gonzalez, CEO of Marks Mobile, large phone company that's like second to Moreau's. And I'm Armin Drotter, CEO of Arch Enterprises. He's part of a private tech development company.
Both looking ass, no.
Okay, I'm
Ian's
sorry.
gonna stand up and shake this man.
Fucking Ian, stop.
He gives a very bright smile to everybody.
A last resort.
No, we don't know that. We don't know anything. He's right.
I'm Leonard Raymond, CEO of Tresic, which is
Wait, Armin Drotter, CEO of what?
CEO of Arch Enterprises, private tech development company.
Jeffrey's gonna say, "So you're all second place, huh?"
There's like a pause in the room. I guess you could say that.
Well, I mean, they about to become first place, am I right? And he's gonna shake everyone's hand.
That's
All of
why.
these fucking names.
I'll copy them for you
Thank
guys.
you.
Well, we'll do
That's-
our best. Sorry, you guys have had such a big blow from such a monopoly of a company, anyways.
It's definitely a bit of monopoly, and we're not sure how they've allowed to capitalize most markets, but we want to say that you have our back. We have your backs, I should say. And if there's anything you need from us, feel free to let us know. Either before or after the case, regardless.
Jeffrey says, "You can count on us to do the right thing."
Of course.
Thank you, both all of you.
Yeah.
Means
It's
a lot.
nice to hear that we have support coming from somewhere, huh?
You have a lot of
Yeah.
support, actually. A lot of the people, as well as a number of businesses, as well as a number of heroes, seem to support you.
Really?
Hopefully
Yeah,
it'll
well,
be
this is
enough
the first
to
we're hearing of it.
battle them.
Let's say the heroes that support you are the more the ones that aren't just in it for a paycheck.
Noted.
And you have a lot of the businesses that are looking forward because Moreau's has kind of been owning the market and practically owning the cities for years now. And they've just been allowed to grow and grow past what is legal. From seemingly being partnered with the government. That being said, is there anything you would ask of us now, or any questions? We don't know a lot about the court case, other than some of the evidence that has been provided only from your side.
Great.
Were you guys in there yesterday?
We were in there on watching and listening yesterday, but there was a lot of back and forth between Samson and their prosecutor.
Great.
But nothing was really
Back
given.
and forth about just the case in general?
About the case in general, they hadn't gone into too much, seemingly not wanting to get the other one to bite too early.
Gotcha.
Seems like Samson wasn't trying that hard, though.
What's the other person's name?
Samson, our prosecutor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I
What's
mean,
the-
we're
what
the
did you say?
we're the defendants. They're the press. No. We're prosecuting them. Wait, yeah. So they're the defendants. They're trying to defend themselves, and we're coming with evidence to prove them
Yes.
wrong. Yeah. So we're the prosecution. They're the defense. Got it. So the case hasn't started yet. Then
I don't
It's
think
kind of
Like
has.
deliberation
Start a
because
little
we
bit,
need to
yeah.
be in the courtroom for them to actually start. Because our prosecutor needs to be able to talk with us so that he can start bringing up things and objecting things that can't be said.
Well,
that
kind
we
of. Okay,
proved
so
up.
it depends on how Purple is holding this. Because if it is a normal defender prosecutor case, technically, if we are only being used as witnesses, we don't have to be privy to
We're
all
the
of the information.
prosecution. We're not witnesses.
Yes, but if that's how Purple's going for it, because defender prosecutor, like if he's using those terms specifically, but from what I've heard, because of how he's like we're being accused of different things, then technically we don't have to be in the room if we're being accused of things.
No,
Like,
the defendant is still in the room too.
In
There's
this
two tables
case,
in
it's
front of the
kind
judge.
of like that, and both sides are being accused of things.
Yeah, both sides are being
Well, that's
accused
the whole
of things.
point.
But
is-
until that specific part of us being accused comes up, we don't have to be in there. That's the problem. Is because this is a multi-part case, they're not going to bring us in until it's a part that relates to us.
Yes. So, that being said, the four CEOs.
really quickly, as we were all chilling here, Jeffrey will pipe up after the CEOs ask if they have any questions, and he'll say, "What do you know about us?"
I know for a fact you've done great things for the city, all
I
of you.
hate his voice. I'm so sorry. Wow.
All of you.
He's high.
As well as providing
Ow.
us a number of business opportunities ourselves. But we respect the things you've done as well as the people. And that's all we really need to know.
Great, Jeffrey
Our
said.
entire goal is to keep people safe.
And we very much respect that. Well, we don't want to keep you. We'll be heading out for now. Come on, gentlemen.
Hold up. I might actually have a question, or maybe something you can help us with.
Of course.
Um,
Anything. We'll do our best.
you guys are all big tech companies, so this might be right up your alley, but Ian and I were looking at some of the footage that they are saying is true about a couple things Ian did. She puts up quotation marks. But we've looked at a lot of inconsistencies within the footage, and we can see what's right and what's wrong. And if you guys are as big techies as you guys say you are, you guys might have some specialists that can edit this down for us and prove a little bit more of the manipulation they've done on
Unedit.
their own part.
You mean correct the edit, remove the edited parts.
I don't think it'd be easy to remove the edited parts, but it'd be a lot easier with someone with a better eye than we have to point some things out. and
I
maybe-
believe that would be someone in your field, Armand.
Yes, that would. I can definitely I can definitely take the footage and have one of my professionals look over such a thing.
We'll give you a copy when we get the chance. Thank you.
Yeah. Ian, I believe you said, would be the one sending me the footage. Here's my email and my card.
write it down. I said that only because Ian went BRB.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
think
he
I'm
hands
gonna
Ian.
move.
Ian kind of takes it, and what you see, this white card that has this like golden kind of shimmer on it, and there's this large A that kind of makes a gate, like a kind of heavenly gate. That goes with Arch.
This bitch
Arch
foreshadowed
Enterprises.
his whole fucking
Yeah.
life
Hey,
without us noticing.
Sadie, can you tell something for me about this weird bald guy?
No kidding.
I mean, I have heartbeat sense.
It's not a passive.
No, but within the last 30 minutes, because I did it for Steadfast, I would have sensed 500 feet within this entire fucking building.
You wouldn't have sensed anything on him. He would have
But I
came
don't
up as
think-
human.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just want to know because, like,
I would have mentioned if there was
you're
something
keeping me
else.
grounded here too. Don't worry, I'm not angry. As a player, it just feels wrong because it's Armin Drotter.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Armin Drotter, guys?
Guys.
Right, Steinar?
Monday is an AU that he could be a perfectly normal, good guy in this D&D and not as evil as he was in Monday. So I'm
Let's
trying.
see.
Not with that smirk
that.
behind you.
Season 4. Let's go.
So I'm trying to dispose those ideas, and that's why I said with the heartbeat sense, would he have popped up as anything anyways?
Anyway.
It don't matter.
We're going to continue. They leave. They bid you all farewell with big smiles. Like,
Say goodbye to
the
all
person
of
that sends you the most on edge is
Like,
Gunner.
they're all
Oh,
human, right? They're all healthy.
all human, all healthy
beings.
human beings.
What are their blood types? I'd like to know.
Gunner Sloan has B positive. Layla Gonzalez has A positive.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, go then.
Armin Drotter has O positive.
Yum.
And Leonard Raymond has B positive.
Real positive or negatives for O, by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
too.
O positive negative equals sign apples. So they leave, and you see that the day ends, and you are sent home, told to return again tomorrow. You see 2 more days pass of nothing. Then on the morning of the 5th day, when you're walking in, you see a group of people being escorted very heavily, and you see that one person kind of talked to one of the guards on the shoulder, and they stop, and that one person walks alone towards you all. This person is a taller, thinner gentleman that looks to be maybe in his 40s, 50s, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit older.
How healthy is he?
He seems very healthy, but he's not human fully.
What is he?
It comes up as human, demon, and other.
What?
And you see there's like a recoiling from Sadie, and then an anger.
Nice. I'm gonna demon sense.
He comes up as partially demon, only specifically on parts of him.
That means that I can sense his demon, which means
Yes,
he's
you can.
lower
When he-
level. That's why I did it.
Lower or equal.
That's true. Lower or equal.
He
So.
got a demon dick.
I'm squinting at this guy as he's walking. up to
Demon
us.
dick.
He
Okay.
got a demon.
Why Steinar?
What?
So you see what you see is short, spiked up graying hair, thick black glasses, dark, almost graying skin. He's in a gray business suit, no tie, black pants and shoes, white polo and a black vest, black belt underneath. And you see that he's
Knowing he's demon, I will step forward first. As he's walking up to us, like you said, right?
I'll be right
you,
back.
you see as you come in, he kind of extends his arms, stops maybe about 10 feet from you. It's a pleasure to meet you all in person.
And you are?
Elias Morose, of course.
I knew it. Sorry.
He's kind of
I thought I was muted.
a taller gentleman, about 6 foot tall. He does not look as old as he's supposed to be. He should be at least 100 plus.
Great.
He looks to be maybe in his
Stand up
40s
and
or 50s.
shake his hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause Ashley's at the front here, and she's fucking petty. And learns her pettiness from Ian. She'll put out her hand. Since he's 10
Yeah.
feet away, so she'll walk up, and she'll put out
Yeah.
her hand, and be like, oh, pleasure to meet you.
She shakes your hand, and he does the delicate kiss of your hand if you allow him to. He shakes Ian's hand with both of his.
she'll put her hand back a little after that, like, oh,
He does
fuck
not
it.
take a step. Daniel does not take a step closer to this man.
I'm with Daniel. I'm backing up from that man.
He is smarter than to trust himself touching this man.
Well, it's a pleasure that a few of you have been instilled with good manners, he says, looking at Ian. And his eyes
Jeffrey will pipe up and be like, we're not your neighbor, Mr. Rogers.
Well, of course not. You're my
Probably a
enemy in
scout.
this case, of course, but it's always good to keep enemies close, yeah?
Right. What do you want from us?
I just wanted to say hello to all of you and perhaps shake your hands. But that being said, it's good to see you again, Daniel, Ian.
The pleasure's all mine.
Pleasure is very much mine. The shame that I never got to meet all of you in person in the past.
Outwardly.
Cortez, good to see you.
He like just glances up and goes back to his book.
Well, this would be as you're walking in. You weren't quite in the room yet, so like he wouldn't have had a
Athena's
chance to
gonna
look at his
keep
book.
going and not talk to this person.
Okay.
Oh, what'd you say, Purple?
You wouldn't have gotten to the room yet, so unless he's reading and walking, then
He's reading
sure.
and walking.
Gotcha.
Like that's literally what he's been doing for the past few days. Is like just his eyes on the book at all times because
Gotcha.
he's just that dang bored.
Okay.
Well, see you in court. And Ashley will sideswipe back past him.
Of course.
Shoulder bump past him.
I'll do my best to present my case. I hope you're willing to do the same. Kind of gives you this toothy grin, and
She gives a scowl. And we'll follow Athena.
as you're walking over with like towards Athena and Ian and Daniel, you're next to Ashley. You hear there's like a growl coming from Sadie. It's this.
Do they know if it's from Sadie? Just like, good.
It might also be from Daniel a little bit.
Arya just looks very uncomfortable.
In my head, though, I'm asking tons of questions. I'm so sorry, you guys, but I really need to know. With Sadie, what demon is he? Fuck that guy. Also, what else do you know about him? Is he our level, lower level? What's going on here? I'm asking a lot of questions.
So it takes a little bit for you to calm her down enough to be coherent and not just screaming in some guttural demon voice in your head.
Eyes locked with Ashley.
This is fine look with Ashley. She's like,
And then-
innerly
So
about to explode.
eventually you get out. Misery.
A sin demon like you? Misery?
Misery.
Okay.
You see your arm goes up and it threatens to flip a table before you grab it and pull it back so it misses. Just kind of catches the edge, and you see it goes. One of the finger goes right through the table.
Ashley, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Which is screaming in your head now.
Is
just a little
Sadie
stressed.
okay?
Court is not my forte. And she'll continue talking to Sadie, trying to calm her down. But she's yelling misery. What else is she yelling?
She just went back to screaming.
Okay. So she's like screaming profanities or like.
No,
she's
it's just
yelling-
screaming, banshee screaming.
Just what?
Just high-pitched banshee screaming that's starting to give you a headache.
Is it a
Ashley.
scared screaming or an angry?
Angry.
Okay. Ashley will sit down, and you guys see visibly she's holding one of her arms, but she is in her head.
The
Ashley,
last thing she said
what do you
was
know?
what?
She's not really good with court stuff, is what she said.
Oh, okay.
Ashley, what do you know? What happened?
No, what? Nothing. I'm fine. Just overwhelmed is all.
Arya takes it like,
Overwhelmed is all.
Telepathic link with just Ashley.
I'm sorry. You hear an obnoxious amount of yelling from Sadie.
God.
Just Athena's like.
That was a good idea, but
Athena immediately starts to feel a headache forming of just
Athena
high-pitched
flinches.
screaming. You see Athena flinch and close her eyes for a second.
yeah, you might not want to do that. She'll say in her head, over a little, trying to be over the screaming but not accomplishing anything.
What do we need to know about this? How do we fight her? Him.
then.
Are you asking to Sadie?
Yeah, she's saying that in your head. Like, what did you
Okay.
find out? What do you know? What can this help us win?
He's a Demon, misery demon. Sadie, did you want to tell her anything else? Come on, Sadie, let's calm down. We'll figure it out, but we need to have a level head if we want to figure it out together. Like as if she's been saying that for the past 10 minutes that they've been sitting here and yelling.
No, you hear she stops. No, I will not calm down. I'm going to kill him.
Doing that in the court case might be a bad idea. Wait till after, okay? Help us take down what he's built. Then we can kill him.
I'll help you out with anything, Sadie, and I know you're angry. I'm just as angry too, but we need to know everything we can that you know.
No, he's feeding off of us. Misery. Our misery. He just goes back. He just goes back. He's going back. He kind of goes back to
Sadie,
screaming.
Does that mean that he's been using all these people he's been torturing to feed his own power?
He doesn't reply verbally, even in your head, but you get the idea, yes.
Okay.
That's a lot of people.
I look concerned towards, I look, like my face immediately gets serious, and I look really concerned towards Athena.
Yeah, Athena's looking back at you like, oh shit. And
out loud, Ashley will say, fuck.
This is bad.
What?
The general and steadfast come in as well. They're kind of seeing the tense mood. Is everything all right?
Ashley?
I don't feel good, is all.
You need some water? Do we have some water?
There is water in there, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
They've
get
been
her a
giving you
glass of
meals
water.
throughout the day, too. Pretty nice meals.
Yay. I'm gonna hand her a glass of water. Here.
Thanks. Ian.
Huh?
Hmm?
Wait a minute.
That's me.
Did you? No. I'll ask you later.
Is it something that you can ask now, or you don't want to?
Maybe.
Well.
But the fuck. There's too many. There's more than 6 people. I want to link.
You can. I'll say bump it to 8 because you've always been getting everybody in the party.
Okay.
So bump it to 8. That's my bad.
We're just used to having 6 people in the party. As she does this, there's massive yelling from Sadie.
Daniel, immediately you put your hands up to your ears, but it does nothing because you can. It's in your head, and it's horribly painful. You take 1 point of psychic damage.
Wait.
Immediately.
Wait.
Immediately
It's
leaves.
It's in his head. So would it technically be any louder? Because his ears are not the thing hearing this.
His mental capacity to
Power,
hear
though.
more
Yeah.
allows him to that. So that's why
Can I
all mental
block
sounds.
Sadie out of the mental
You
link?
Unless you want to block Ashley out of it.
I've already left it. So
Daniel immediately take 1 point of psychic damage. Is like, no.
It's like Zune. It's like when Daniel joins the Discord call, just da-dum, da-dum.
Exactly what that
And then
is.
she's like, really upset and worried at everyone. Like, sorry, Sadie,
Sadie, calm down
please.
for 2 seconds so we can explain this stuff.
What's going
Just
on?
for a minute, just so we can let them know what's up. They'll be on our side too, and they'll help
I'll
you.
let you. You can bite my arm if you calm down.
He immediately stops.
I thought.
Okay, Daniel, you're safe to come back in.
do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
Or she'll like.
I
She'll
can't.
just
I
add you
can't.
back in.
I can't add myself.
Yeah, she'll just add you back in. She won't
I don't
say
have
anything
permissions,
about
fam.
Everyone in the main party's in,
Yeah.
along with the general and steadfast.
Yes.
Okay.
You can only pick one of them. Because that you only have 8.
Oh, that's right. Jeffrey's here.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, thanks,
He's
Athena.
not in the bottom of the list. I was counting off the roll 20.
It's illegal.
Wait, is it 8 plus me?
Not 8, not including you, because it's coming broadcasting from you. You
And
can
you're
have
not putting Sophia in this, so technically we
No.
would be all right, right?
Elphantasma, Ashley, Jeffrey, Ian, Daniel, Arya, Mop. That's 7. You can only have 8 total, so 1 more. It's 8 including Athena, so you have 1 more spot.
I mean,
Athena
Stella.
chooses Sophia.
No, Athena chooses the general.
Okay.
The general hears that screaming then, and not steadfast.
Yeah.
Just then to look at general and be like, "I'm sorry."
And Sadie is just
Something
focused
he doesn't know
on
about.
focused on Ian's arm.
Okay.
Just a quick. I have a demon in my head. The general. She gives me my powers. Her name is Sadie. Sadie, the general. You guys know each other very well. Well, I know the general very well.
I'm
But
not gonna lie, I heard about this a little bit from Alia.
yeah. Well, she's not the only demon that exists. A lot of others do, and a lot of others are even specialer. She looks towards Steadfast. Who doesn't know what we're talking about right now?
He just kind of
Is it
looks
a
at you
demon?
all.
Well,
Just kind of nodding
Elias-
like, I've been left out. And he just leans back in the chair, crosses his arms, puts his feet up.
Elias Morose
Oh,
is
fuck it, I will blow an inspired to put.
to add him into it.
Okay, cool. Boom.
Then she'll say all of that along with Steadfast in it now, and she'll look at Steadfast like, and a lot of us are a little special. I can use my powers to sense these, especially my demonic powers to sense other demons. And Sadie, who is the one who is yelling and upset, helped me figure out that Elias Morose is a demon, a sin demon like Sadie, one of misery. And what we've
Oh.
assumed is he has the Morose industry set up the way that it is because he is harvesting the misery of the people he tortures in order to gain power.
Misery loves company.
Yeah. Now, he's a very interesting kind of demon, I might add. Unlike someone like me who has a bit of Sadie as a part of her physicality, and or someone like Ian who's one with whatever is inside of him. Elias Morose had what seemed like splotches of said demon imbued throughout his body, like a spotted dog, a mutt of some sort.
Was it? It was just a demon and human.
Yeah.
And other.
And other. I don't
What-
know
what's
what that
other?
could mean. But it's not
Okay.
demon, it's not celestial, it's not human, and it's not animal.
The-
So I don't know.
what
Daniel
else?
and Ian, real quick, roll me a history or memory check.
One of
Robot,
the
maybe?
things I wanted to bring up.
Here we go.
That's what I was saying. I'm sorry, Ian, if I frightened you, but one of the things I wanted to ask you guys is if you guys could remember anything from back then that would help us understand more of what he's actually doing with his demonic.
Ian's got nothing,
Mind
and Daniel doesn't
structure
have.
here.
Yeah, Daniel doesn't have anything on demon stuff, but there was some things from research that it's very kept quiet. But Daniel, from your research, more recently, you found out that Elias Morose is able to live so long. He's 115. I'll have to check my notes, but 115. Yeah, but he's been able to kept alive through robotics, which makes sense given his company.
Well, considering Ian's past and the whole basis of Morose Industries, maybe he's part robot.
Shit.
That would make a lot of sense.
Oh.
Fuck.
So what? We go kill him now.
No,
No,
that
no,
means
no, no,
so
no,
much
no.
worse, El Phantasma.
Phantasma's only
Also,
half paying
he's
attention.
mine.
Phantasma, that means he not only has the power of a demon and the super strength of whatever the fuck his human side has, but he's imbued with the ungodly amount of power that his robots do, and those things are almost
speed of
indestructible
me.
on their own.
Just
Only
imagine.
reason
when-
to get rid of him now.
Say
Not
that
now.
again, you cut out.
Basically, the only more reason to get rid of him now.
Not yet.
Not during court. Then they'll pin everything that they're trying to pin on them on us, and we'll be guilty.
We'll basically take it as a confession.
Yeah.
But we should keep this on our heads. Keep in mind.
Just keep your guard up. I'll make sure to stay close. Whatever he
I really
does
don't
probably
like the
won't
sound
hurt
of all
me
of
that
this.
much.
What'd he say? I'm sorry, I cut him off.
He said if whatever he could do to you, it probably won't hurt me that much.
You're not wrong. And then Jeffrey's gonna pipe up and say, "We don't need to be scared. This dude is a jack of all trades and a master of none."
He's certainly a master of technology, though.
Ashley,
Yeah.
that would actually get us thinking. We need to, if we're gonna go through with that, you know, like if we do plan to kill him in the future, not now, obviously not now, but like, if, like, thinking about it, we need to know what his power set is if he's another sin demon, because you have blood stuff because you're very, very hurty. And
I'll see what I can get out of Sadie later.
yeah,
She's a bit more satiated.
let's not talk about
He
that.
There's a
definitely
glance
seems
at
to know
Ian's arm.
about,
But then
about you.
actually will also say the thing that I'm most scared of is whether or not he got this naturally or if he did some testing on his own self. We saw a lot of things we shouldn't have seen back in those underground
And they did have
and then the
wrath.
below, and there's people that have been tortured and imbued with things that they shouldn't have been able to even come close to. These demons are not something you're supposed to play with, and we know he plays with it easily. So
They have wrath.
I'm scared if he did this and it's unnatural and it's something that can blow over in a
I don't
a
want to
way
be that
no
guy,
one needs to go through.
but that's pretty standard for Moreaus. You know,
I know. Sorry you guys ever had to go through any of that.
how I describe Moreaus is like, you know that thing that no one should ever do? Let's do it.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of that.
Can I
And then
group hug in the
Jeffrey-
mind?
Not really.
then-
Mind hug.
Jeffrey's gonna say, we saw exactly what we needed to. We know other demons exist on our side. Maybe we can ask some more questions.
Yeah.
And then Ashley will say, you got a point. There are demons that are good, and we have that Leo guy that might be able to help us with finding out some others that
Wait,
will be
Leo?
on our side.
Leo's
Yeah.
a demon.
Leo Monroe? We found him in the basement area. He helped Minerva and the rest get a lot of other people out.
Oh, yeah, I had been wondering where he'd been. He's been quiet.
He
Yeah.
got stuck down there. You should have seen him.
He was
In his
frozen
full
solid.
demon state, but frozen in that cell. It was pretty bad.
I didn't know he was a demon.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Interestingly enough, he's even more powerful than what I or Sadie can do. So it's quite scary. But
mean, he did have
seems
a
to have a good heart,
reputation.
so what do you say?
He's always had a reputation.
Noted.
I'm not sure if this will be a bad idea, but what if we just reveal the world about the demons and celestials?
How do we prove that? We barely had enough evidence to prove what Morose was doing, even when we had full footage. We
Well,
can't
I
just
mean,
prove people into hell or whatever. Sorry, I am coughing
but
my
we
mic.
can bring demons to this world.
We do have the 4 horsemen.
We
But that
also
would be
have-
really bad.
I
Remember-
do not think getting the 4 horsemen into court would be that good of an idea.
I mean,
Please do
Always
not bring
the best.
any of the 4 horsemen here. That's the reason for the. Do you know about the demon war?
Yes.
Yeah, so
We actually
Yeah,
heard
learned
don't-
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't bring them there. They're part of the reason for it last time.
Jeffrey's gonna pipe up and
I can see
say,
that.
Jeffrey's gonna pipe up and say, either way, we have literal hundreds of testimonies. And then Ashley will say, he's right. If we can bring in a lot of the people that we saved, we should be okay in this case. And they know about all the stuff you know, said Fass. It was really interesting to see how many of the Moreau's people were kind of more imbued with the hell and heaven side of things rather than what was actually happening here on Earth.
Interesting is a great word, yeah.
We also recorded everything, and I have multiple.
Did you get my
backups
good
of that
side?
recording.
You don't
Dangling
have a
upside
bad
down to
side.
the ceiling.
Hey. Another day goes by, and as you hear a knock, assuming that you're going to be told, go home, you hear, Ian Edmonton, I'd like you to come in.
Oh no.
You don't
Actually, we'll
stand up.
stand up as Ian stands up. Not that she's gonna go, but she's just kind of like, oh shit, fuck, okay.
Ian's gonna say, "You're not in Edmonton yet."
Come this way,
Before you
please.
get
They're
to
waiting
keep
for you.
going.
They
Nice.
escort you out. And you
Can I
Leave
can
the
I
freaking-
can I burn an inspired action to keep a telepathic link on Ian longer?
You could. There's a chance of them figuring it out. But
I'm gonna say this right now. If this even works, Ian would be like, "That's probably not smart," and then he'd probably disconnect.
Too bad of it.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
So you can, and you just be like, you don't burn the inspired action though.
Okay.
I figured, just
So
figured
Ian,
figuring out.
you're brought. There's this large square top door that's heavily embossed with things like masks, capes, just hero iconography.
Sorry, really quickly.
Yes.
Another day went by. Does that mean we got the footage back from our
Not yet, but Ian was given an email that said they should have it by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
But Colin, I have a question. Would you say that it was a hall of masks?
Not quite. It's more just on the door frame itself.
Okay.
But you can tell this is a very old building, assuming that this might be at one of the few buildings that survived the Blue Cape incident.
Not many of those.
There were only like 6.
Yeah.
But however, as you go in, you're met with this huge vaulted ceiling. There are probably maybe stands that are around the whole place as you're kind of walking through the aisle. And there's probably like enough to maybe fit 300 or so people. And then there's the jury on the side. There's the 2 tables where Elias Moreau is sitting with the one woman that you all love so much. And then you see Samson Montoya, who kind of gives you a smile, his blonde, bearded face with short blonde hair on the top, kind of comes and greets you and is like, come take a seat. He pulls the chair out for you.
He'll take a seat and also extend a hand to shake.
He shakes your hand. It's kind of
polite.
a rough handshake.
I love this man.
And you see that the judge, a male judge, maybe probably in his late 60s, has like these thin half moon glasses kind of resting on his nose, and he has a couple different papers in front of him. And then says, Ian, if you would please approach the stand. And they have you gesture. And then they have you put your hand not on a Bible, because that's not something they do in this case, but Ian,
On the law book.
yeah, on the book of law. Ian, do you solemnly swear to say the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
They kind of give you like a look of his, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Straighten up his tie and be like, "Yes, Your Honor."
All right, then let us begin. You see that the woman stands up. Ian, you are accused of unprovoked attacking a number of top CEOs for a sponsorship and partnership deal, then destroying the large Moreau's Industries building in our town, killing 346 people and injuring almost 1,000. What is your reasoning for this? You have a defense. I'm not good at court stuff, guys. I'm sorry, this is going to be awful. Sorry, Kostya.
I'm dying.
I know. I don't know how to do all of this. I didn't have time to research as much as I wanted to.
Quickly.
Hmm.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure. Give me a suggestion. I need help here.
We'd have someone that would be helping defend us,
Mhm.
and they'd be the ones that have all of the
Yeah, that's
evidence. And
that's true.
when you go up for your own case for questions, they ask you questions, and then they pass it to the prosecution to ask you questions. Now, their questions are going to help your case, so they'll be like, "Where were you? What actually happened? What's your
Okay, yeah,
what's
my
your
bad.
what's your state?
Yeah.
What,
I was
what
forgetting that
happened to
stuff.
you?"
Thank you.
Then the prosecution will come up and ask you hard questions because they want to see a lie.
Okay,
They wanna
so then
see-
I'm gonna say that she just stated what you're being accused of, and then she sits back down. Then Samson stands up and says, "Mr. Edmonton,
Yes, sir.
what was the reason you were called to that meeting on that day?
Dinner meeting.
Dinner meeting? And what was the topic that was to be discussed during this dinner meeting?"
Furthering our partnership, because we had a brand for a while, and I was sponsored by them, so we were just gonna further the sponsorship.
And did you recognize any of the individuals there upon arriving?
No, I couldn't make out anyone that I knew.
And you arrived alone and by yourself, correct?
Yes.
Well, deception.
Oh shit, I wasn't.
Did you want to
He
rebuttal?
thought he was.
Can I redo that? Because I actually legitimately, as a
That's
player,
fair. I had a feeling. Okay.
Thank you. He will then say, "No, I arrived with a colleague of mine."
Arrived with a colleague. What colleague was this?
El Phantasma.
I see. And during the time that you were in the meeting, was he with you the whole time?
No.
I understand. So, while you were inside, what was there any discussion that you had that would provoke such an attack from you?
Actually, there wasn't really a discussion, and I didn't attack.
You were attacked, then.
That is correct.
And with the explosion that happened, what was the cause of that?
A giant teleport from me. I'd teleported across I went from Arbel to Chosta. I'm not. I can't. I don't know exactly what happened after the teleport, but I did hear there was an explosion.
I understand. I rest my case, Your Honor. I'm not really sure what to use, prosecutor or defendant, because technically they're both.
It's the prosecution. They're both doing the same thing, but because this specific case is surrounding whether we are going to prosecute Moreau's Industry or if we're lying and we're the ones that are going to go to jail, then that means that they're
switching back and forth, to be honest.
Yeah. That's how normal cases go anyways, though, because if you go to court and you fail and they don't go to jail, there's still going to be something on you because you didn't say what you need to do or you lied or whatever. Yeah.
The prosecutor may approach the stand.
Prosecution
may approach the stand. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry that I not done. I had intended to do more research, but things have been a little busy. So, Mr. Edmonton.
Can I object?
I was gonna say,
please?
if it's something that Sam would object to, because he's gonna have to. The prosecution's
No, there's reason being, but no.
Okay, I'll let you keep this in mind because the prosecution is supposed to ask hard questions. If these questions lead Ian to say something, then we can object because you're not supposed to ask questions that only have one answer or lead him onto something. You can't lead him.
I know. I do actually know that part.
Okay.
That part, one of the things I've looked up, but thank you. I do appreciate the help. There's a reason I wouldn't allow you guys to object for reasons.
Okay.
So, Mr. Edmonton, you were called for a partnership meeting with Moreau's Industries. We have recovered footage that shows you attacking unprovoked. What do you say to this?
It's fake.
And what reason would you have to believe that it is fake?
Well, I know.
And then you
for
see
a
that
fact-
they are kind of have this screen that is actually showing some of the footage.
Can I point out as it's playing
Sure.
exactly where some of the things that I personally knew is wrong?
All right.
I don't know exactly what was the thing that was like.
You point out a couple different spots. One of the big transitions is the main thing you point out to them. And you say, like, right there, you see that there is a splicing of footage that you can show. You tell them where to look.
Yeah. So he'll be like, and right there, that transition, there's a splicing of footage. If you, I don't know if we can rewind that, but you can see it right, like there-ish.
You said sense of character and I hated it.
Regardless, you caused an explosion, killing many and injuring many more. This is an explosion you caused, correct?
Objection.
He doesn't say objection. He doesn't. I know he would, but he doesn't.
He's doing a
Maybe?
I would also like to mention that the judge can gratefully say objections when it's something very obvious that hasn't been picked up by
He
the
hasn't
defense.
said anything
That
either.
doesn't mean he will.
I know.
The jury looks around like, what the fuck is going on?
A little bit.
Clarity did warn us of corrupt.
But yeah, Ian's answer is a very unconfident maybe.
You are unsure of your own actions?
That is correct.
Then you would entertain the possibility that you were the one to cause the explosion.
Sure, but I'd also entertain the possibility that it's not.
Mr. Edmonton,
Yes, ma'am.
you have had many relations with the majority of the people that are going to be called in today, under the band of the Motley Misfits. Is that correct?
Hell yeah. Yes, ma'am.
The judge next to you is like, "The fuck? What's wrong with you?" And then she goes on to say, "That being said, you are currently dating or engaged to Ashley Moriana.
That is correct.
Did you know anything about her kidnapping of Clarity?"
I wouldn't call it kidnapping.
Then what word would you use to describe it?
I would use relocating to a safer place. Under
Against
free will.
Against her will, from our sources that have told us, until
And
proven
from the source
otherwise.
That I've been told straight from Clarity, she has no problems with it.
Then, my question is, did you know about the kidnapping, or as you put it, relocating?
I was aware.
Have you always known about El Fantasma being not under the assumed name Cesar Escobar, or, sorry, what's the other name? Cesar Escobar. Yeah, that's great. I was confusing myself with all the names. Cesar Escobar and actually Cortez, she looks at her paper, Centania?
She's white.
Yeah.
Not originally, but I know now.
That's a deception, isn't it?
No, he didn't
he-
know
he
his
didn't.
name.
And the
didn't?
majority of us
Okay.
didn't know anything about Pablo
Gotcha.
Escobar. We only know
Pablo Escobar? Cesar Escobar? Pablo! He's got the new name. That's his next alias.
Pablo.
We only knew about El Fantasma and El Fantasma's actual name. That's all. We don't know
Gotcha.
any other stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah, but he only knew El Fantasma for a while.
And Mr. Edmonton, you have known Daniel Erickson for the majority of your time as a hero?
Yeah, that's correct.
And did you provide any services while your time in Moreau's Industries with Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Can you elaborate on such services?
I can.
And you see that she kind of looks over her notes a little bit, looks at you a little. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Ian staring down. Samson, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He doesn't look at you at all.
Oh god.
He's a robot.
He's a fucking
So-
idiot. That's what he is.
So the judge kind of shuffles some papers, looks at Ian. Is it the bench that it would be like you could return to? You should
Yeah.
return to the bench. Mr. Edmonton.
Because
Yeah,
we're in a room
okay.
instead.
Yeah. No, I mean he wants him to go back to sit next to Samson.
Okay, then yeah, then they'd go back to the bench.
Mr. Edmonton, you may take a seat back at the bench.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then he says,
He'll sit back down.
then he has a couple questions directed towards Mr. Edmonton.
Mr. Edmonton,
The judge has questions.
Yeah, because
Listen, let me have questions.
it's a kind of an investigation court.
at what age were you admitted into the biomedical engineering before Burroughs Industries was Burroughs Industries?
Hang on, I'm gonna need to look that one up in my backstory. 1 second.
I believe it was.
Little book,
I
starts
believe it was
flipping through
13.
No, I don't think it was quite 13. It
12
might
or
have been
13.
12. It was 12 or 13.
No, it says 13. 13. I know it's 13. I have it. I have my notes up.
Cool. Okay. Then he'll say, 13, Your Honor.
13, and from what I've been told, that was October 2062.
The jury's like, what?
They are all looking around. No reaction from either the prosecutor or the defendant.
DM, would I know this to be true?
You think that's true? You don't remember October, but you think 2062.
Ian will then say, I do not remember the month, but I believe you're in the right year, Your Honor.
That being said, to further our investigation, we have talked with Elias Morose, if you could confirm some of these things to be true or false. That you met with the main correspondent for you being abducted into their program was Isaiah Zakowski. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'll just sit under True for a hot second.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were willingly taken in and made better through your disease through robotics. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in your own words, would you say that your time there was spent for the betterment of your health, or were there other motives?
I would personally say there were many other motives, Your Honor.
Thank you for being forthright and honest. You may return to your room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For today, the court is adjourned. And he's...
Was Daniel able to hear that entire thing?
No. They have soundproofed everything.
Okay, good.
Ooh, they know.
I had a feeling that they would have soundproof things. I just wanted to double check to make sure.
When Ian goes back to the room, he's gonna immediately go up to Daniel and give him a big hug.
What happened?
He'll hug back.
Ian, what happened?
Fuck.
What?
What's going on in there?
I don't... Guys. You're allowed to object in court, right?
Yeah.
That's what Sam should be doing.
Sam does not know what he's doing. He's clueless.
That's what the CEO said the other day, didn't they?
They said
They said that Sam wasn't doing that great in court right
I've
now.
objected like several times for leading the witness, okay? But nah, this man's just looking
Okay.
at me like...
We can use this to our advantage.
How?
If you don't like your defendant or the person asking you questions, you can appoint someone else.
Or we can just do it ourselves. There's so many of us.
Yeah. Hi.
Athena, you would be the best bet. You want to see if we can be our own defense?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why not?
They don't have a choice.
You'd have to
Probably a
be-
setup. They probably have pointed this person on purpose.
Yes.
It's 100% a setup.
So that being said, they're probably not going to let you appoint someone else, even though
They
it's
don't
by
have a
law.
choice.
No, they don't have a
Law.
choice. The law allows us to be our own defense.
And
if
aren't
we
they
need
already
to.
breaking?
Find some bullshit excuse to not let you.
What did you
notice,
say,
right?
Purple?
Steadfast said, and aren't they already breaking the law?
They're already breaking the law.
This one's a bit too obvious for them to break, though.
This is
No, I
because
wouldn't be surprised.
how did the room and the jury seem to react?
The jury seems like a legitimate jury.
Okay,
Everything else is a joke.
great. Okay.
Also, guess what? Everyone knows I'm old.
Yay.
They asked about your. Oh, I'm guessing they asked about stuff from before, huh?
Yeah, they asked about, when shit went down.
You see, is you're kind of
go and hold their
discussing
hand.
the guards. We're here to take you home, though.
Yep, right on cue.
They start leading you back. And the next day, they come back and they immediately call this time. Let me look at my notes to make sure I'm doing this in the order that I want to do this.
Purple, don't
Jeffrey-
say that.
At the end of, before the guy walks in, by the way, Jeffrey will say, "So what if it is a joke? At the end of the day, they can't do shit."
Gotcha. Okay, so Jeffrey says that, and then they come in. That's fair.
Yeah.
So they call. It's like almost you come in, and like 2 minutes later, Ashley Moriana, if you could come up.
Knew it.
Slowly stands.
Remember what I said yesterday.
Good luck
Yeah.
out there.
We may as well all hang out together.
She'll walk with the guy.
So you see, you come in,
Just
and
a reminder, because Athena
Hi.
would have said this. Athena has a master's in law
Yeah.
and criminology and criminal justice.
This is going off the entire time, by the way.
the only person
as
that you're sensing that is
I'm in the jury. I mean, as I'm in the court, who the fuck is lying? I'll keep it to myself, obviously, in certain cases here, but I do want to know what other people's motives are here because it'll
Okay.
help me gauge the
Gotcha.
situation in the room. But also, everyone's human, right?
except for Elias Morose, who's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I don't give
Everyone,
a fuck. about-
everyone else is,
Okay.
from what it seems.
Okay. I am scared, but I will sit down.
You see, as
I'll stand in front of the-
Samson Montoya comes, then everybody sits down. He kind of gives you a handshake, kind of pulls into like a soft hug, and he gives you a big
Is he
smile.
human?
He is.
I won't hug him, but I'll give him a handshake.
Yeah. He
Thank
sits
you.
down.
Is he human?
Is he human?
He is.
I'm
He
pinging.
is. Yes, I said yes multiple
I'm
times.
pinging this entire time. Okay, cool.
Sorry, it
The only
keep
person
pinging.
that you can sense nearby that isn't human is Steadfast in the other room, and Elias Morose.
Got it. Are there any other demons or celestials in this building?
Nope.
Okay, got
Nope. Nope. Nope.
it.
You see the woman stands up. The prosecution. Ashley Moriana, you are brought here today to be questioned on the act of kidnapping Clara T on instruction of Athena.
No, just because like he's the only one like down here.
And then you see,
Let me just volunteer.
and then you see that they have you approach the stand, have you make the same oath, that you're gonna say nothing but the truth.
Mhm.
And Samson stands up. Ashley, Miss Moriana. Let me collect my thoughts a little bit. Miss Moriana, during the relocation, as Mr. Edmonton used, as well as the use of the word kidnapping, did Clara T come willingly when you found her?
Yes, yes, she did, and she helped us along the way to make sure that we could actually get her out of sight without being caught or being reprimanded.
No, that's not who I did.
You see, he kind of looks at a couple of his papers. Is there? And he says, "I rest my case, Your Honor."
Okay, that's the goodest thing we've done so far. Okay, continue. Sorry.
He sat back down.
The prosecution may approach the stand.
Miss Moriana, you are being accused of kidnapping Clarity and conspiring against the city of Arbel.
Oh, they didn't want to deal with that.
Was Athena the one helping you in orchestrating this capture?
Actually, no. A lot of our plans were between me and Jeffrey for the most part.
So you and Mr. Hale were the ones responsible for kidnapping Clarity?
Rescuing her. But yes, we were the two that went along with this mission, and we found things out along the way.
You are also under, I'm trying to use the right words here. You are also responsible for the deaths of many guards in that compound. Was this just a means to meet an ends?
I'm sorry, could you rephrase that question?
You murdered many people that were protecting Clarity. If you were simply relocating her.
Right. Out of self-defense, we protected ourselves. We actually didn't murder everyone, and we spared a lot of lives that we could, especially people like the General and Steadfast and Clay, who we ended up having to fight at the end because they were on certain duties in order to protect her, but they knew what was right and what was wrong.
Miss
We ended up
Moriana,
fighting her.
Clay is dead currently. At your hands, your parties.
Yikes.
He wasn't dead when we left.
No, he's not dead because of us, actually.
Our reports and evidence shows that he is dead.
And your evidence is incorrect. That's why we're here in court, miss.
You see that she pulls some things out of her briefcase and she says, could you please confirm to me that this is the mortician report for Clay?
And I can write a mortician report about you right now. Would it be correct? Would it be right?
Order.
Would it... That's up.
Continue.
And would you confirm that these are pictures of a recently deceased and mortally wounded Clay? He hands them to you, and they also display on the screen.
How was he killed?
You see that there are a number of puncture wounds in his stomach, neck, and face.
She still asks, is that out loud?
He was murdered by a piercing object. I believe something that is similar to that of your bloodshots, as we've seen.
Well, actually, if you look at the entire battle footage of the fight that I personally recorded myself and posted on Twitter afterwards, you'd see that we actually didn't kill him, and we did definitely maim him, but he was doing things under the orders of Morose because they had his family, and they were going to kill his family if he didn't comply.
What he told you was very much a fabrication. He has no
And
family.
how are you stating this as a fact? This is obviously exactly why we're here in court. How do you know this is a fabrication? Why would he tell me a lie? To fight me? He doesn't want to fight me.
Order. How do you have this fact of him having no family?
He is currently unmarried. He is currently not have any children or any relations.
So then why would he mention a wife and kids while fighting us, ma'am? You can't How did you get your degree in law? You can't just walk into a court and assume that you're
Order!
She's gonna arrest us. She's gonna arrest us all.
Sorry, guys. I'm playing Ashley.
So emotional.
No, hey, no, this is great. This is great. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Perfect.
She holds her tongue again.
Move on from this line of questioning.
And she's gonna glare at Sam.
Sam's not even looking at you. He hasn't been looking at you the whole time. He's kind of like looking off at the
With
ceiling.
my heartbeat sense, is he... Oh, by the way, that's another thing, really quickly. As I'm beat sensing
Heart
right
seat
now,
bensing.
is she lying, or does she believe everything that she is saying is true?
She believes everything she's saying.
Cool.
Whether it's
what
right
are the
or wrong.
reactions of the people on the jury, heartbeat sense-wise?
You see that there are some of them that are just downright believing her, and you see that there's but like about 50% are like, the fuck is going on in this court case?
Go.
It's same as some of the people that are just viewing.
Cool. And then Sam.
He has been very high heartbeat the whole time. He seems very stressed. His heartbeat is.
Come on, Ash.
I can do something. Give me a second.
Come on, Caro.
You're gonna blow up everyone's heart in the courtroom.
I would do that.
Ow.
I know you would.
I've done this before, so let's see if I can do something similar, but at a stealthier version here. But I'm gonna try to do an inspired action.
Okay.
If what I'm feeling is that he is freaking out and overstressed from the situation, which is why he's not saying anything, then I would like to control his blood and calm him down via his heartbeat. So I want to slow his heart rate, get him back into shape here, into a good headspace, and see what happens from there. So can I do that within an inspired action?
Roll me a stealth.
In the middle of court.
As well as a concentration or focus.
Don't blow
Can
it
I
up.
add something to this inspired action?
Sure.
With Sadie along with me, can I use a synchrosadist to have her help me out with all of this being stealthy and making it work correctly? As I'm explaining in her head, like, do you see his heartbeat? He's freaking out. He's not gonna be able to help us out if he's freaking out, Sadie.
Do that. Roll me a persuasion at advantage. The reason being because she's still exceedingly angry from being in proximity to Elias Morose.
27.
That's still pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, she will help you in this case.
Okay, so I will expend a. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Synchrosadis. And then what? Do I gain advantage? Do you
Just
want
roll
me
me
to roll
the
again?
stealth. Just roll me the stealth. You don't have to roll the concentration or focus. That's auto succeeding with that.
That's really good.
An 18. No, I'm kidding.
33, you bitch.
33. You see that nobody seems to notice, and you do feel his heartbeat slow and his eyes kind of blink a little bit, and his hand comes up to his head. And there's you notice that there's tiny bits of sweat that he's been dabbing off of his head as well.
Oh shit! I just realized something.
Yeah! You're just now getting that!
After she completes
that, and her wisdom rolls a little better there because her player needed to roll a little better wisdom there. She's going to glare at Elias Morose. And then hopefully whoever's questioning her can continue the questioning.
You see that as you turn your gaze towards Elias Morose, he wasn't previously looking at you. But when you kind of turned away slightly to just focus on lowering his heartbeat, when you look back, he's looking at you.
Oh, I'm giving him a glare. Don't worry. Look right back at him. This bitch.
You see he grins. Wide, toothy grin.
Just squint up at him.
You see he gives you a slight nod and looks back away again.
And I'm gonna keep my
There's some
relaxation heartbeats on
one
Sam
thing
here,
that
by the way.
Ashley's noticing is Elias Morose. He has an insect quality to the way he moves, to the way he kind of sits there. It's kind of jerky. It's very quick, but it's something that's reminds you of a scorpion almost.
Okay.
Is he a scorpion?
Continue.
So, you see that she looks back at you and says, Miss Moriana, you have been in a relationship with Mr. Edmonton for quite a long time now.
That is correct.
And because of this, did you know about his intentions upon arriving for the partnership interview with Morose Industries at the headquarters in downtown our town?
That would be one that you would object to. Intentions how, ma'am? You love stating statements like as if they're factual, but unfortunately not the rest of us are on the same page as you, so please elaborate.
His intentions of murdering people that were there present at the meeting.
He had no such intentions, if you actually questioned him properly yesterday.
Order.
God
Freaking
freaking
facts.
it's driving me nuts.
I'm so sorry, Costia.
No, it's meant to drive you nuts a little bit. Just so you know.
I'm dying.
I know. I know you are.
I'm also still helping Sam calm down and looking at him like, is this bitch gonna do his goddamn fucking job?
No. He doesn't seem to.
He's calmed now, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's his heart feeling? How's his heart looking like?
It's keeping low, but it's like threatening to go up every time that she senses, and she's like pushing it back down.
What does he look like?
He looks very confused now. Before he kind of was making it look like he was fine and just kind of wiping beads of sweat off of his brow. But now he's just kind of in a confused state of stress and calm. He's somewhere in between. Okay. He's having a harder time keeping appearance. So they ask you, just to kind of speed this along a little bit, they ask a couple questions that kind of just don't really relate too well. Things that should be objected, but don't. And then they rest the case and have you leave.
Really quickly, I will also want to ask really quick. The judge's heartbeat, is he being truthful? Is he being honest? Or is there other intentions with what he's been
Roll
doing?
me Sadie's wisdom, I believe.
Yes, sir. You mean perception?
Yeah, or perception. This is an
34?
insight that Sadie is helping you with. And you get the feeling that while he's generally said truthful things, he's not being an entirely honest person with his motives.
Okay. I just needed all this information to get back to my friends, so thank you. I'm sorry, guys, that took long, but that was kind of important.
So you get back.
She'll walk in. Athena, we need to talk.
Okay.
Wow, I sounded like Jeffrey there. I do not mean to sound like
Athena, we need to talk. I swallowed Jeffrey's voice box.
Athena, we need to talk.
She's already got the link up when you walk in the door.
Those fuckers in that courtroom are all lying and on whoever's paying money into their pockets. But not only that, fucking Elias Morose himself is making Sam scared. I don't know.
Why
Because
didn't
it
you?
was me the entire time, and I tried my best, but he just ended up being confused and didn't say anything after the fact. They're all being manipulated somehow. The judge isn't even truthful. It's horrible in there.
I just need to get in there.
Watch them put you to the last. You know that. They already know you have mental powers.
Yes, but if I defend myself and talk straight to the jury, they can't really do anything.
We can try, but Elias really has the cards in there right now.
Cortez is like spinning the blade in his hand. Like he's just like, you can see that he wants to stab somebody right now.
I just need to get in there, Ashley. If I can get in there, I can shut all of that down.
Come in. Ashley says sarcastic.
Which do you prefer, Caesar or Cortez? Either way, you're needed on the stand.
My name is El Fantasma.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Is there a way that we can talk with some officials here to postpone the rest of today's court session? We have some things we need to discuss, and we might be changing our own defense.
I will go and see and get back to you in a moment. Stay here, Mr. Phantasma.
This poor guy.
And you see that there's about 15 minutes. And then you see that there is a couple other officials come in. It's people that you have not seen before, but unless you've been there already, and they've kind of been on the sides, writing things down and recording things and doing other official business of various different sorts. And you see a man.
Really quickly, as you're doing this, sorry, it takes a while for Kira to respond as Jeffrey, but
Gotcha.
as the guy leaves and we're all still reconvening here, and I'm guessing still in the telepathic link, Jeffrey will say, Remember that we got businesses and people of all kinds ready to support us. They can't charge us for crimes and get away with it. It's true.
Well, I could.
There's a lot of things we can get away with, El Phantasma. But Athena's right, and she's the best one for this. We need to play it by law. Athena can easily be our defendant here. We can be our own defense at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, hopefully we'll be strong enough to go against Elias Morose if he still has more of these stupid tricks up his sleeve.
The biggest thing that you guys need to remember is that I do have a law degree. I am legally allowed to be
An actual defendant without
Yes.
having to defend yourself.
I don't
but
think it'll happen. They'll find some bullshit excuse to brush it under the rug.
unfortunately, you won't be able to defend us, Athena. We all have to just be our own defense here.
No, I can defend you legally if you appoint me as
Not
your
when you're
defender.
part of the case. You know that.
You can add me in.
No, when you're part of your own case, you can defend yourself, but you can't start defending other people when you're involved in the case personally. Like how a detective can't go onto the stand if they are personally involved with the case because they're going to have biased opinions and not talk as truthfully as they could.
If only.
Yes and no, but that's where the checks and balances come in for the rest of the court case.
And that's when they come in. And they do that whole debacle. Then they come back in with 3 people, 2 men and a woman. That one of the men says, "You wanted to speak with some officials about postponing the court."
I'm still heartbeat sensing, by the way. I want all the intentions of these people because they're all sleazy motherfuckers.
Yep. He dresses all of you in the way of saying,
Who should be saying all this stuff and not Ashley? Sorry.
Wait, what happened?
Oh
Hostia!
I missed what you said.
You're literally.
Sorry. Strike is literally talking behind me.
Gotcha.
What did you just say, Caroline?
No, Caroline didn't say anything. The people said that you wanted to postpone the court date.
Yes. We want to postpone till tomorrow.
Reason being?
We have reason to believe that things are occurring in said case that are not entirely accurate or lawful.
The woman speaks up. Well, that's ridiculous. We have the best.
Is that the woman? Is that the bitch?
No, different person.
Oh.
That's ridiculous. We have the best. We have the best prosecutors, defendants, and judges and jury on this case.
Happily, you have heroes here in that courtroom who have special powers that can sense other things. Elias Rose himself is using his powers on our own defense in order to get the upper hand and have him shut up and not object to anything. If you look back at all past 2 court dates, he hasn't objected to anything at all, which is very fishy for a defense to not do. Even if it's something easy, you'd object to it. Also, we'd happily be able to defend ourselves in these cases as we are lawfully able to do, if possible. Lawfully able to do. Scratch the if possible. She's being stern.
That won't be necessary. We can get someone other than Samson, but we.
No, we want to defend
No.
ourselves, thank you.
All of you want to defend yourselves.
I want to defend them.
I know that won't be allowed.
Cool. Then I want to be in the court case, and I want Eliza out.
We can probably arrange to have Elias taken out of the courtroom while you're testifying.
While the rest of us are all testifying, and because we have evidence that Elias was doing things he shouldn't have, the 2 of us that have already testified should be able to retestify. Everything else is void.
And what reason is that?
Because he was tampering with the people that were in that room mentally.
Can you prove this?
Ashley, if you were able to remember what exactly was going on, I can broadcast it.
We could do that. She looks back at the guy.
Do you have a way?
It's not the judge, right?
No, it's 2 people that were up kind of behind the judge in an aspect. Seemingly.
Like Supreme Court.
Like Supreme Court, yeah. Do you have a way to broadcast this consistently or correctly?
With her powers.
With her
It's-
powers.
I can broadcast exactly what Ashley was sensing.
How can we know that
Straight
this
to
won't
you.
be a fabrication, something that you're creating for us to view? We know that you're very powerful, Athena.
I don't doubt that, and
Don't you guys have other people with superpowers that should be helping you prove the truthality of anyone in court? Why is it so primitive and
There's no one with the powers that can currently tell if someone is lying or telling the truth.
I can easily. Therefore, there should be thousands in the city that could do the same.
You're an exceptional hero, Miss Moriana.
She rolls her eyes.
Minerva?
Minerva has not been seen in the last 5 or so days.
If I may ask.
I saw her.
Except for briefly.
Oh, yeah.
Then she has not been seen. Yes, Mr. Edmonton.
Do you have any heroes that can sense heartbeats?
We do not. Other than...
Energy?
we have not seen him either. We've seen him briefly at a hospital, then he has also gone dark.
Dear Lord. Just remove Murrow's.
You have to have a clean court here. There's no way that you could have.
We will make sure he is not present, and he will be kept in his quarters, kind of like you are, but farther away. Is that agreeable to you?
I want to be able to sit in.
That is something we cannot allow.
But you let Elias sit in?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why all of us are holed up in this room while Elias gets to hear everything about this case. It's completely unfair and unbalanced. It makes it seem like you guys have your own bias towards who you want.
He has a lot of stakes in this, and everything is being accused against him. That's why he was allowed to sit in.
And we are being accused as well. We should also be allowed to sit in.
Guys?
Separately, but it is not your company that's being accused of as well.
We're going
It
on
is
in
the
circles.
heroes of this city that are being accused. We're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for all the people who have been held captive by them for years.
We're going in circles.
No. If they're
There's no
going to fight
point
us as
arguing
hard
with
on
him.
this and make this case as unfair as possible, then we're going to continue to be as truthful as we can and state all the facts that we have.
You see Steadfast from where he's sitting, kind of not really looking there. He says, I mean, you might as well just have them give their, what's the right word for it, goddammit? The statement, the conclusion, like, what is it? The final verdict. Verdict! I found it! Found it! Words! What are they and what do they do?
English.
He said, you might as well just have them give their final verdict now, because I doubt it's going to change no matter what they say. Excuse me? You heard me. I see.
Bless you.
Well, I'll be going back in. We can have someone else appointed as your defendant.
We can defend ourselves. It's the law.
Ash.
She holds her tongue and she stands closer to Ian to shut herself up.
And we will postpone for the day. Regardless,
Thank you, sir.
you may head home. They may head home. Have a good day. All three of them turn.
Jeffrey, sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
At the end of that statement there, Jeffrey will say, all of you need to drop the attitude and get over with and get this over with. They can charge us, but so what? It'll prove our point.
And you see that as they're kind of like going towards the door, he says that, and they kind of turn. So are you being serious as having their verdict decided now?
No.
We're obviously being sarcastic because they're going to say that we are guilty of whatever the fuck they want us to be.
Let's just continue the court cases, por favor.
They turn and kind of give you some final kind of scathing looks and leave.
And you guys aren't awfully helpful.
The guards come back in a little bit. We're here to escort you home. Sorry about all this. Escort you back. It's postponed. And they basically flat out tell you, even though it's very illegal, they say that Athena has no right to be in the courtroom. and there's no reason for you to testify
Athena would go
a
to the
second
media
time.
right after
I
that.
was gonna say, if that's what they're gonna do, we
Done.
have very big
Done.
CEOs on our hand. Easily message back and say, "Hey, we have a
And
very."
Athena would record them saying that.
Okay, you do. So what
she would
happens is you
immediately
record
post
that and you broadcast it over. You see the person that is seemingly of the four that have the biggest sway is Gunnar Sloan, who posts it out literally everywhere and gets a lot of broadcasting from other people
Legal court
that
case,
states
look at
this.
all of
Athena would also have show her degree in like all of her degrees and be like, "How am I not qualified to do this? Please tell me."
One thing that you see that a lot of Athena's stuff gets taken down, and then her account gets
Send it
banned.
to- what the fuck? She would,
wow.
she would send it to Gunnar,
Yeah,
and
that's
she would just keep making accounts and being like, "Oh, I'm back again here."
yeah.
God, this is so.
He's just making accounts, just continuously
This is
making
Athena's
accounts.
whole
Athena
life.
2,
She's literally
Athena
done
3.
court stuff her
Yeah.
whole life.
Athena 5.
Yeah, literally.
Athena 67.
Athena does not give two shits about her following. She just wants to put stuff
Ashley
out
will
there.
go up to Ian one of these days, or the night of, or the next day. It don't matter when or where.
Yeah, because of this, it gets postponed another 2 days.
But
Still.
she will say, the one thing you have under your belt is how many people would come out and listen to us if need be. Why don't we, like one of your Q&As, maybe start something in the town center or whatever Times Square is and for fucking RL.
Our town square is one of the biggest one, but then there's
Definitely get the CEOs to set up some equipment, and then they can all hear.
Yes, we could. But I hope you know that the harder we push to, make it even, they're gonna push twice as hard to unbalance it.
She sighs.
There's not
So-
a winning here.
so as time
What do
goes
we do?
on and you debate about things, you hear that protests have started in the streets against Moreau's Industries and the court dealings happening.
look what
There
you've
are
done.
some heroes involved, as well as a number of like millions probably people that are actively coming out to protest, and they're standing in front of the court building surrounding it so nobody can get inside.
Cool. Really quickly, there are 10 million people currently that live in New York City alone right now. Our bail is triple that amount. How many people are actually out there? You say millions, but I kind of want to know. Like,
There are about 5 million people around the court building alone. And they're like, and the thing is, the heroes they would use to help clean this up safely are also on
all on
protesting
the
against
roofs.
this. They're on the roofs and things like that. They're blocking roads
They're
and things like
flying
that.
around.
And then, however, at some point the next day, you hear about riots starting and fights breaking out between
We have
SWAT.
to stop that.
That's when Athena would definitely go out and like she'd take.
Can
probably
we
the rest of the
record a
group.
statement and then post it? Ashley will.
I
ask
was
that
gonna
question,
do.
not Caroline.
Sure, as you all go out.
Caroline, Ashley, not Caroline.
Caroline comes over and is like, "Hey, you guys, you want me to record
Ashley
you?"
will go up to Ian, who has all of the film knowledge, obviously, and the rest of everyone else, and be like, "We should probably make a statement, tell people to not riot."
Oh, so Ian would have gotten the email by now, right?
Yes,
For the
you got the footage back. You got it back at the morning after that at the last court date.
Okay. He probably would have sent that over to people that have a bigger following than him.
Which is not that many. You
Yeah,
have
but I mean-
Mop tweet out. You have the business people tweet out.
Yeah. And
You
he
have
probably
you
tweeted himself
you
as well.
you see the brand D6 that is done your biggest merch brand. They tweeted out as they retweet one of the tweets.
Yes, these.
Hey, Ian, I have another idea, actually.
I have a feeling I might know what you're thinking.
We have a lot of people here who have some type of statement that they can make. What if we do a little, I don't know, docu-series of some sort, and ask them, the ones that are here living in our cabin, about what happened to them in Moreau's? You can't have that many people lie about being tortured and chained up in a place down there like that. And if we post it out correctly, then people will actually get to hear them, because you know that the court is not going to call them in and ask them proper questions.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Let's go get the filming stuff.
Ashley, for once, with a very big helpful grin, actually goes and helps out Ian with all of his filming stuff.
Cool.
So if we can we film the people that we've saved, the little boy, all the people that are in that place, with the help of Athena for some people who can't speak, that have been living in our garage, and we can get access to go to any of the other people who are in hospitals, if they are.
Yeah, so if they're
then-
going to see... Steadfast is no longer in the hospital, actually.
Not Steadfast.
But there's
We're
no-
not just talking about heroes here. We're talking about the people we've saved from Marines.
All of them are
so-
in your garage right now.
Dope. Okay.
And they've
'Cause then
all
we're
been
gonna
healed
go
by
in
Daniel.
And one by one, chat with them, documentary style interview. Ian will be the
All
host
right.
here.
Ian, if you
Ask
could
them
roll me a performance with advantage, because people are helping, you're filming. There's a lot of people that don't say a word for any reason whatsoever, and two of the people you cannot get to talk really are the boy Kindness and J4.
We'll just
Or
show like
J7, sorry.
B-roll footage of them, of like Kindness playing happily, and like any other things that we can.
20.
20's pretty damn good. Unnatural 20. But yeah, if we can get all of that footage, and then we'll spend some time making it look really good, editing it
we'll
all
also
together.
probably go and get some.
And
footage of the
that's
protest.
stressing
Some what?
of footage of the protest. It's riots right now.
Oh, okay.
And then
We would
you
also want to include something at the end to be like, let's not riot.
Okay.
Yeah, while
let's solve this peacefully.
While Ian and Ashley are getting that together, as soon as Athena hears about the riots, she would have taken probably like Mop, Arya, and Jeffrey with her to go like to the courthouse and like
So any of those people that went, one of you roll me a persuasion at advantage.
Hi.
Hi, Caboodle.
Hi, sweetie.
Arya's
Hey,
the other person that's got a high charisma.
Children.
Yep, that's why I picked Arya.
Children.
With the help of Arya, the presence of Mop and Jeffrey being very big heroes, and Athena kind of doing some stuff, Arya able to just amplify the voice, and you're all helping her feed what to say. She's kind of adding some things on her own. It does get them to stop, maybe not fully, but then the video comes out later, and they all go back to a more peaceful protest. But they still don't leave the around the courtroom, and they can't get inside really or out. And you see that the crowd just grows to maybe like 8 million people.
But yeah, Ian would be very vocal about this since we're doing it that way.
Yeah.
He'd be very in it.
You see that about 2 weeks go by from there, and there's
Well,
just this
I wanted
standstill.
to do something.
Sure. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So that night that we all, were at the house, I just wanted to discuss with them. If you want, tonight, I could use the cover of the darkness to go and investigate, see if I could get a lead on what exactly the hell is going on.
Wait, what are you doing?
He wants to go out at night, as
He's telling all of us this.
Yes, he's telling
Oh.
all of you guys this.
I don't think we should do anything that would be suspicious or illegal right now, because they'll pin it directly back at us.
Yeah, we need to sadly, play this one perfectly by the books.
It'd be nice to have the upper hand and to get some information, but there's a big,
Alright.
big risk there.
Then I was focused on trying to find out where Thalia is.
That would be something good to look into.
Yeah, I'll give you more of the information that the girl told me. I have her email if you need it, by the way. She might be in jail, but I think they've put a pause on that for a bit, so she might still be available to talk if you did want her phone number as well. But her email should be good whether in jail or not. And then I will give El Phantasmal the information that I gave him before, but I'll give it again. She is in a facility that is northern of Circamas, which is down here in Buscaida.
Buscaida.
She's a little north. Oh,
Purple?
Yes.
Because you said 2 weeks passed, right?
Not quite yet. This wouldn't be
Okay.
2 weeks yet.
All right.
But people are going to know eventually if he leaves. They might not see him leave. But that's something he would know. they would eventually notice that he's not there.
And you're next in court if we go.
Oh
that
no,
far.
no, he's not going. I'm not going anywhere because they
Gotcha.
told me not to. So I'm just gonna do as much research as I can with the.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
And then she'll tell you that the girl said that it's a facility that we can't detect her in, and she can't speak from. I think is what the lady said. But she is in another Moreau's industry facility there, and there's a ton of other Moreau's industry facilities scattered around Armada, including one that she worked at, which was up in Dasani, northern Dasani. So they're probably still doing bullshit even if they're on trial right now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that like if it's like a week or more that has passed, I feel like Cortez would have gone through this stage.
Gotcha.
At
No,
some,
so
at some point.
He burns through a bunch of nights of just great research, searching that, and one thing you find is there's, according to what Ashley said, there's supposedly no Moreau's Industries facility even near Cercamas.
Then he wouldn't search for Moreau's specifically brand, but something that can work as a cover up for Moreau's.
Gotcha. So roll me that investigation 3 times with advantage. Really put in the work. 28, 29, and a 20. So over the course.
Last night I passed out.
Yeah. So over the course of that, though, you're able to find out that there is a large company that is northern there that is a little shady, and not at first, but you're looking into literally everything. For today, there is supposedly a chocolate factory that is, you think based on some of the shipping manifests that you're able to find, as well as other order forms and things like that, that they're receiving things doesn't seem quite accurate. And there's a bunch of different shipments that are unmarked that are going in and out of that place after being shipped to a company nearby that might also be involved.
All right, I need to. Where's that? Near where?
It's by Cercamas. So it's by this place here. But it's being shipped to about an hour north of it, of Cercamas. Not an hour, hold on, let me check my distance. About half hour, sorry. A little under half hour. There is a chocolate factory that is very shady. It's called Riverside Chocolates, which is kind of a local thing, and they do sell chocolates and stuff like that. But the shipping manifests and order forms are not adding up, and things are being shipped to a department store nearby that chocolate factory in Cercamas, and then being shipped with not really any labels or what they're supposed to be to that chocolate factory. So, while you're doing that research and kind of figuring out all the details towards the end of that, you see about 5 days to a week go by. And then you finally get the news that, based on the thing that they're having, that the government and the court is going to fully arrest Elias Moreau's and all relating executives and CEOs. And in a thorough investigation of all of them, as well as all of their facilities and assets, will be taken into custody and shut down.
I know this is what we wanted, but that's a little too easy. I really hope there's not something else around or up people's sleeves here. Also, Poke has a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have just said that I would have relied this information to everybody.
Gotcha.
Dope. What do we do?
As soon as they say that, I'll be like, cool, we're not under house arrest anymore. Let's go get Thalia.
You see that the captain that's kind of reporting this, however, they would like you to come and they want to give you a closing statement and apologize before they set things out. If you're okay with that, it seems like, I know Steadfast and the General are going down. It's in a public space in front of the court building with other people watching, not inside anywhere, I've been told.
Okay.
We're just a
quick-
little hard of trusting people right now, if you understand us.
Of course, and that's why I wanted to bring it up delicately to you. I know that your friend, the General, and Steadfast are both planning on arriving there as well.
We'll go.
When is
I would
it?
like to get confirmation from both of them that they're going.
If you'd like to call him, but we have recorded statements down on paper of them coming. But if you want to call them and take your time, they planned on it for this evening, a bit before dusk, around 6:30 in the evening. If we need to push that back a day, that's fine.
Yeah, Ian, call.
Yeah, Jonan.
Sorry, I saw his name.
Jonan.
Up on the name.
Jonian.
Jonan the Barbarian.
Athena wants to do something.
Ooh.
Okay, and while Ian's calling, we'll get to that first, then we'll come back to Athena.
He's gonna call Steadfast first.
Aw.
Hey, my best friend Ian.
I mean,
How's it going?
You know, it's going good. I respect you a little bit more now. So yeah, you're gonna be at court, right?
Yeah, we're going down for the closing statements of everything. And Steve
And you
Elias
can
Moreau's
confirm
with our
the
bars.
General's gonna be there too.
Yeah, we've kind of been just staying together for it.
Okay, yeah, because the last time I was told that people were gonna be at a place, I kind of got attacked.
That's fair. Well, we'll see you down there, right?
I'll see you down.
You won't take too long now, will you?
Fashionably late, unless I don't feel like it. Oh, I still hate that line.
We were all thinking the same thing.
But
He hangs
it's
up.
very iconic, so keep on.
He hung up on you.
Iconic my ass.
Your ass is
Lord,
iconic?
You haven't
You
done the laugh in a
stole it.
while.
Just because I don't wanna.
Okay. So you relay this to everybody. Athena, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I want to contact Solemn.
Contacting him via...
I'm a little nervous that because of all this happening, that they're going to try to move Thalia again. So I want to contact both Solemn and Clarity and relay kind of what we know about where Thalia is. And I want to see if Clarity can confirm she's there, and I want to see if I can send Solemn and their group to go get Thalia while we're doing this.
It's been hours.
You see, so you're contacting him. He has a earpiece currently, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What do you say to him?
Solemn, Clarity, you guys there?
I'm here, yeah.
What
I am
about
also
Clarity?
here.
Oh, cool. We have a little bit of information about Thalia and her whereabouts, and that Morose is making a closing statement tonight. All of Morose is arrested and their stuff's being confiscated.
We've heard. Zindiz and Lythe have been gathering information for us.
That's good. I was wondering if you guys could locate Thalia if she's still there, and while we're doing this, go and rescue her. I'm afraid they're gonna try to do something shady before we can get to her.
Where is Thalia currently?
Serkamiz? North of Serkamiz. We think in the
Bye.
chocolate factory. What chocolate factory was it again?
It was called the Riverside Chocolate.
The Riverside Chocolate Factory?
I will look. I can try to go, Athena, but I'm not sure how many of us will want to come right now. Just because I know others are very interested in what's going on, and we want to make sure you're safe.
Are we all watching Athena say this, or is she
We
doing
can
this on
hear
her
it.
own?
She would have probably walked to a different room, but like she wouldn't have walked crazy far away from you guys, so you probably could somewhat eavesdrop.
Oh, I thought she was using the earpiece.
She's
Oops.
using the
Yeah,
earpiece.
I am
but
using
the
the
majority of
earpiece.
us don't have earpieces anymore.
Oh yeah. We need new earpieces.
You did get one back with El Phantasmas, though.
Yep.
Yep.
Just got him too.
I know it's a
no.
lot.
All that money wasted.
I know it's a lot to ask Solemn, but I'm very nervous that they're gonna hurt her.
But you said we're nearby.
Yeah.
are all of us nearby? Or, like, she just walked into the room next to us after saying that she wanted to contact them.
Yeah,
I just won't want to metagame or do anything that
I'm
that
about
actually.
probably 10 to 15 feet away from you.
Okay, cool.
Maybe a wall in between.
Because then Ashley will then probably walk in through and be like, "Hey, Athena, we probably shouldn't send them to get her because it was even hell for us to do it. But maybe just to secure that she will be okay for when we get to go and help her.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I was going for.
They shouldn't have to go in, but if they can continue to prove that she's still there and alive, then that would be helpful.
Yeah, that's why I want them.
We could always scout out the area. I could see those who are willing. I don't know if I want to take Shimmer. No offense.
I know.
He's not.
Be able to. Oh well, actually, I can't hear that. Never mind. Sorry.
That's right. I could probably go with Neptune. And Lithe and Zindas could blend right in with anything they have in there. And I could have Minerva teleport us there.
That's probably a very good idea. I don't trust this. I feel like it's not going to be easy and something is going to go wrong.
Also, did X's recall not work on you?
Recall?
Or when you went down beneath?
No.
See. That's good to know. I'm going to be giving the earring you gave me over to Moon Calling.
Okay.
It'll be at the base.
Well, Clara T has one, so wouldn't it make sense for you to keep the other one?
I could. But I don't want to cause too much suspicion.
True.
Make sure to finish this. Stay safe.
You too. We'll
I'll
meet
make
you
sure
there as soon as we can.
I'll make sure they find the right place.
Thank you.
Athena,
Yeah.
be very careful. You specifically.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything more.
Dina, I have another question, by the way.
Yeah.
We know of more Morose Industry stuff that in facilities, obviously, like the one that they're holding Thalia at here in Ardmara already, and with the case of him being guilty and them shutting things down without knowing that these things exist sounds like a very bad idea. And Elias himself seems definitely like the kind of man who has fail-safes, like if in the case of everything going sour, kill everyone or something of the fact.
Agreed.
Do you think we should come public with this information already and let people know that there's factories and foundations and facilities spread out throughout Ardmara that they don't know of quite yet?
The problem is, if we do that, they could hit this kill switch even earlier.
But if we don't, then it's lose-lose. They could do the kill switch anyways, and we wouldn't have any guarantee that someone would be close enough to make sure that the factory would be all right. But if we have other Ardmarians on our side here, then they can go quickly to their local factory and see if what's up, and maybe get some officials there to help us out, because we can't travel that quickly that far.
We can't.
Instead of going fully public, why don't we just let the closer heroes know of the situation?
It's not that bad of an idea either.
That's a
And all of
better
us
idea.
heroes can spread out across Ardmara and see what we can help out with before anything gets too big. I like that. I do.
Ian, how many heroes do you have in your phone?
About all
A
of
lot.
them.
Ian, you're muted if you're talking.
I missed the button. So, you didn't miss much. Ian just opens his phone, DM.
Okay. He has the majority of the older ones. The new top 50, you don't know half of them. You're like, who the fuck
Do I
is this
have Big
person?
Dad Bob?
No. You didn't know he existed until he showed up at the top 50.
Well, I'm going to pretty much be like everyone on the top 50, but like not the new top 50 where we got erased.
Message everyone that we trust.
What's that?
Anyone who hasn't worked for Moreau's?
So I can't message Daniel?
Daniel is right here. Daniel is not one of the ones that you're messaging.
Oh, hey, Daniel.
Oh my god.
But yeah, he'll be like, and what exactly you want me to say?
Ashley, Phantasma, you guys had that idea. What is the message say?
That we have evidence as to where Thalia Bostic could be. We'd
Well,
like...
not exactly evidence, more like we are very
suspected lead as to where Thalia Bostic could be, and we'd like their help in helping us obtain her. But along with this information comes other information of other establishments Moreau's Industry had throughout Ardmara, which means that they have a lot of other prisoners and a lot of other people that need saving right now. If we can use their hand in helping us spread across Ardmara and take down these facilities, that would be much appreciated.
Wait.
All right.
Aria.
Hmm?
Where did you go to school again?
Colina?
I
Where
went to
in
school
Colina?
in Mirador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colina.
Colina
Aria,
Mirador.
do you know any of the pro heroes from Mirador? They're a lot closer.
In Mirador?
There's
It was a
there's a
Northern
campus, yeah.
Southern, which is why it was Colina.
Oh yeah.
No,
'cause
it was
I
Southern
never went
Mirador.
to school.
It was in Mirador.
It was a Mirador, yeah.
Southern Mirador is Colina, but thanks.
Well, Colina is the county. Like the bigger text in those areas, like Colina, Choyan, Busqueda, Amhan is the county. So you're in Adhart County in Arbale.
Okay. So I'm still right.
You're still right. It's in Colina, yes, but it's Southern Mirador.
Aria, do you know
Okay.
any?
Not that I know of.
There's no top. Ari would know there's no top 50s in Mirador, but there's a number of fairly good heroes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you went to a school full of
Yeah.
heroes, though. We can use their help.
I went
if
to
they're
be a teacher,
interested.
but I didn't know anyone who took the hero course well.
No.
I mean, I can look through my yearbook and maybe find someone in some of my classes.
No, Ian, if there's anyone from your classes that you trust.
Did I even
Can
go
I
to
look?
School?
Most of your classes you did online.
Agree. Ian.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Like, I'm gonna check on my phone. So there's so the top 50 was for Arville alone.
Yeah.
No,
So-
that's
No,
for
No, that's for the whole fucking. Okay, that's for the whole state.
it's the actual top 50 of your country.
Yeah.
However-
that's like
However, it's the majority of the top 50 are all in Arbel because it's such a big city.
Yeah.
There's a couple
I'm
others.
gonna-
There's none in Mirador because it prides itself with not being crime ridden.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna just look. I'm gonna just look and see who are the best heroes in at least Mirador. And see if I recognize any of them.
roll me an investigation.
Why?
You gotta roll to play D&D.
I know, but I don't. Not with my intelligence.
Can I look and see if I recognize any when she's flipping through this?
And
No, you don't know anybody.
Okay.
I continue to remind Ian that he has a business degree with
Can I
a college
have
that he went to
discipline?
in the south.
Yes,
And
I know I have a
that
business
he
degree.
should also roll so that he can see if there's any heroes he knows from college that he might be
He
able to hit up
can,
and
but
be like,
most of his classes were online classes.
Yeah, there
what do you
was-
mean all of his classes were online classes?
Most
He was
of
out
them.
on a campus.
He was with his parents.
This
in
was-
Chosta.
Oh,
That's-
Not Chosta, not
fine.
Wait,
Chosta.
where's his parents?
His parents.
His
I
parents.
I don't even think they're on this map.
Yeah, they're way down south. Way down south.
Oh,
So they're Southerners.
Well, they used to live
Ew.
here.
They used to live in
What
Arbel.
the fuck you mean you?
They live
They are on 1315 Wallace Way, and they're still in Ardmara, though.
they're not in Ardmara.
You said
They're
they
not
are.
in Ardmara.
I wrote.
Thorn
They're
has
not
told me that
Nardmara.
They're not
Actually,
Nardmara.
They live down here.
You're not pinging anywhere.
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, am I? What? I'm not.
There.
Oh, I see. Hold on.
There.
Down here?
Everywhere.
There.
Down there?
Everywhere.
Why is it not refresh? No, there we go. It's loading.
Texans? Are they Floridians?
Are they Arctic? Are they Arctikians?
Arctic-
They're down there.
Southern Arctic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they down.
They're like by the
Southern
equator,
Californians.
basically.
Southern Californians.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are the
why
worst
Ian
ones.
Been bored out of his mind for when he was.
That's fine. I thought they were in Hydrate or something.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I actually visit them often, but that means
Yeah.
no, not at all.
It was like a quick plane ride over.
But it takes.
Planes.
Either way, we would exhaust our resources on possible heroes that were not in the city and send the message to all the heroes who were in the city, and then probably by that point we would be getting ready to go to this closing statement thing.
Yeah. for the
Okay.
evening.
So,
And I would relay what Clarity said about being careful, especially me, and Athena being very confused as to, I'm not really sure why she mentioned me directly.
She probably knows something that.
Wait, does Ian know this thing about being mentioned directly?
Yes.
he's just being told about it, but it doesn't really like click anything that Clarity's told him.
No, but what he will do is he'll be like, all right, here's the deal. Daniel, you're on my left. Ashley, you're on my right.
Yes, sir.
Athena, you're behind me.
Okay.
If any attacks come in the way of these three, protect immediately.
Gotcha.
I take damage,
I'm-
you know take damage.
I'm holding Ian's arm the entire time.
I'd have Phantasma right next to me.
So,
All the couples are huddled together.
Ian's just in the middle of everyone.
Actually,
where we-
Phantasma's on my brooch. Never mind. I
Yeah.
forgot.
as Phantasma is not visible.
Can I just be in the middle of the crowd and then
Here,
anyone
here.
who's
Sure. Everybody is grouped around Ian, so it looks like you're protecting Ian, but he's protecting you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just roll that. There we go. Easy.
So, as you head down to downtown R-Town, in front of the court building, there's people. There's still tons of people there, millions and millions of people. They're all kind of spread out and allow this kind of stage and be set. And there's like the governor of the city. There is even the president of Uniforda has come down for this.
Wow. Do I have to
And
shake hands with them?
as you meet with Steadfast and the general more than anything, they start to see you and they start bringing you towards the front. That is where we'll end for tonight's session.
Okay.
Nice.
Something big is gonna happen at this thing, and we are not. We are ready, but we're also not ready.
All I'm saying
Wait,
is no
okay,
one's allowed
hold
to
on,
be
pause.
assassinated
We have had a long rest since.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
You'll be all at full.
We had 2 weeks of long rest.
Speaking of
That's
that,
what I expected.
I'm not gonna have you roll D100s, Ian, because I forgot. This time you get a free pass.
He rolled a 98 and a 97. He better get a free
I mean, you
pass.
can roll for fun if you want.
No,
Yes,
don't
for fun,
do this.
and only for fun.
Yeah, only for fun. Doesn't count, obviously. Ooh, that would have been real bad. That would have been real bad.
It's a good thing that it still says at advantage, though.
It's an advantage, yeah.
Roll another one. See what your advantage would be.
What would my advantage be?
Not
Let's
one.
see. Okay, no, he would have been good.
Anything. Yeah.
So he just has to roll above his curse, guys. That's not that hard. It's not even 50% yet.
42 at the moment.
Unless his curses are fucking high.
It's at 42 at the moment. We're still okay.
God,
Oh,
please.
Lord.
Anyway, everybody, thank you guys so much for playing this more talking-based, intense episode. Thank you for dealing with my really bad court knowledge, and thank you for helping me. It was meant to be bad on purpose, parts of it.
That's true, because it was against us. The court wasn't supposed
Yes.
to be.
So
perfect because
there was meant to be bad on purpose for parts of it, but thank you for getting me on track with the order of operation for things, Caroline and Kostya. Thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you guys for watching on the stream live, especially Crolex Blue. Another shout out for being here. I'm pretty sure the whole time. Brand for coming in as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy this, you can watch it as a VOD. So if there's people that are interested and want to catch up, either have them skim through it or whatever, feel free to come and watch. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.